Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Console Gaming League's Apex Kill Race for Duos here, brought to you by 301 Gaming, our lovely sponsor for today's event. I'm Corbeck, joined here in the CGL studios by Llama as my co-caster and the wonderful Sultan on production. How are we doing today, Llama? Loving the gibby.
We are doing really good, really good. Hope to watch some really nice gameplay from all these teams. Hopefully some big kill games, and hopefully not too many disappointing for any of the teams.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, it is obviously right duo, so a little bit of a different vibe to things here than our last, I guess, New Dawn League, which wasn't even a kill race, to be fair. Considering how a new character has been introduced, how do you think that's gonna? Do you think that's gonna change up the way that these duos are played?
I do believe so. I mean, the Pathfinder with the huge Pathfinder nerf, the Loba definitely could be very useful with the loot. Definitely getting it for two players is even bigger, so they can win their fights.
Yeah, the Pathfinder nerf I feel like is a pretty significant detraction. I think for the longest time we saw one of the more common duo runs was kind of what a Wraith and maybe a Pathfinder kind of running around. You take a lot of advantage of that mobility, but nowadays I don't know. You can't do it with the Pathfinder anymore. Tragic,
Yeah.
right? To be honest. But
yeah, very.
Here we are, so let's jump into the action here and take a look at our teams we've got up for you on the big board here today. At least to start us off, the kill race will go 3 hours. Of course, do encourage you, please go follow our sponsor 301 Gaming, providing this tournament for us, making it a possibility, helping us out with the prize pool as well. You can find them on Twitter at 301_org, and then on Instagram at team_x301. So big thanks to them for bringing us this today. So taking a look here at the big board, we have our teams in the top left corner, biggest member. Next to them on the right, Arc Flash. Below them, High Peak Performance. And then in the bottom right corner, we have Outcast Esports. All these teams have already queued in, though it looks like here Llama High Peak Performance may have had a bit of a disappointing start since they're having to re-queue in already.
Yeah, they looked like they placed 22nd in their first match, which isn't too high for their first match, so it could spell trouble if they keep up that same performance. But if they bounce back, they could have a really good performance.
Yeah, it's the nature of a lot of these teams. I think we see often coming out of the gate in these kill races, they do have rough starts. It'll be interesting to see what they're playing here. It looks like they are actually picking up the Pathfinder there, so maybe playing into an older version of the game, almost, as it were, which is a bit unfortunate for them, but hopefully they can turn this one around and get back to the start. On the top side, though, I think we're seeing a pretty decent performance here over there on the top left from biggest member. One of our strongest kind of regular Apex squads, got 3 kills already to their name. It should be noted, right, Llama, the EU teams have already played, so their scores are entered into our scoreboard already. When we kind of take a look at our scoreboard later on, nobody should freak out if they see a bunch of scores already reported. I assure you, nobody is pulling a fast one on us. We know what's up. Looks like biggest member here actually has opponents trapped inside this house. They're trying to figure out the best way to get in. That Watson really blocking them out.
Watson Caustic, it looks like two very big defenders.
Exactly, is exactly what it is. Doing their best Rainbow Six Siege impersonation here, storming this outpost, getting all that Caustic gas straight to the face as well. You know, it's so interesting, right, Llama? Caustic, kind of the hard, not the hard carry necessarily, but a hard defender that a lot of people really like to play, but not so in the kill race, right?
Yes, definitely. Well, in many of the big pro tournaments, if you are the only one running a Caustic, you have such a big advantage, but he doesn't have no real escapability or anything like that to get himself out of a sticky scenario.
Yeah, it's just a lack of kind of abilities that help you aggress too, right? In the nature of the kill race format. the objective here is to get a lot of kills. But even as we say that, I mean, we see Outcast Esports down here in the bottom right corner. They are running a caustic, so they actually unfortunately just had a bad start. They're having to queue back into one of their games. We'll see how they go. Interestingly enough, though, Llama, both of the two teams on the top here, both Biggest Member and Arcflash, they are running the Loba. So we're getting some of the new character getting trotted out here for us.
Yeah, the Loba's huge with the new bracelet, and it looks like the Prowler takedown from the top right. Pretty big eliminations coming out. They got some nice kills starting early in this tournament.
Yeah, indeed, and they're still using that Prowler with the, I feel, full automatic fire mod. Unfortunately, they do get knocked, not able to finish it off, and they lose 2 there. Oh no, Llama, I think you about to caster curse them a little bit, bro.
Oh no.
They were doing so well, and then you brought them up, and suddenly they just get taken out.
Oh
Savagely
man,
destroyed.
sad to see.
Sad to see, indeed.
With these new map changes there, it's going to encourage a lot of third parties because the map's so open, you can hear a lot more.
Yeah, definitely true. I mean, it is interesting. I think this is the first kill race that we've run, or the first tournament we run for Apex with these new map changes. So we're kind of seeing how it plays out. Biggest Member, I should say, kind of just fragging their way forward here. 5 kills in the bank on screen here for Blinded, and really no sign of slowing down. 5 squads left in their game, 10 people in. Fulzy there, one of our star players as well, kind of out and about doing his thing.
Yeah, pretty good. Five squads left. They have a real chance to maybe take a first early win.
Yeah, running the interesting combo, the R301 there and the Mastiff. What do you make of that?
Well, so with the Anvil receivers being taken out, that really has no long-range capability unless they're really good with the single fire on the R301. So I think it's really good for medium to close range, but no real long-range capabilities to fight maybe a sniper or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, obviously with the Mastiff in there as well, too, right? It lends itself to that close range setup. Of course, in the kill race, it does kind of help for a lot of teams to aggress quickly. So I guess there's less maybe emphasis on the need to kind of dual snipers at range. Again, these two are some of kind of the strongest Apex players in our community. So usually I trust they know what they're doing, Lava, to be fair. Rolling out the old Mastiff there. Let's see if they can actually find someone to chase after here. 4 squads left in their game. Of course, we don't know how many players are left in the match. Though I would say I think a realistic assumption that there might be the full 8, considering when they were at, I believe, 5 squads, it was a full 10. So unless somebody had an unfortunate loss.
Definitely, and if you do lose another member in these duos, it's really, really hard to fight a 2v1 by yourself.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, it's a big struggle too in the duo. I mean, it's obviously difficult in trios as well. At that point in time, you know, you got to start making the strategic calculations about whether or not you just drop a map. It is interesting for me to see kind of this Loba gameplay coming out, because it's the first time I think I've really seen someone else play her, at least in terms of her functionality. And it looks like they've got sights on someone up on the dropship, so they'll start to close in here. Let's see how they approach this assault. They're just going to go straight in. No hesitation from these guys. There's a lot of confidence in their skill here, truth be told. Taking that straight up to the top, looking all around here. Of course, somebody could have dropped off the edge, and that might be exactly what happens. Look at those. He's that movement.
I mean, they also do have the Wraith, so they do have the opportunity to portal out if they get into a sticky scenario here.
Ooh, just lasers down some poor unfortunate soul who happened to be in the way there, and they'll go over and finish him off. That doesn't wipe the squad, though. Interestingly enough, there are still 4 squads left in the game, and sure enough, there's the teammate right there. Well, good shots on, not enough to kill it. The Revenant can't really do much against the full might of that, and the Mastiff comes out just for the easy tap.
Yeah, they got 6 now showing on screen from Blinded, so they're looking really, really good.
Yeah, definitely. I think probably the strongest start we saw on the big board. Will be interesting actually to see if they can finish this one out on top. So I think we'll just stick with them for a little bit. Only 3 squads left in this match, with the ring closing all the while. Kind of moving to the newly revamped sort of center of the map, which as you mentioned, Llama, is so open these days. Everything seems so much easier to see.
Yeah, sound travels too, so everything in the center is going to be heard from all around. So that fight could have been more dangerous for them than they thought, because either teams, they don't know where they are, could have heard them and pinged their location out. So they do have to be careful with 3 squads left.
Yeah, sightlines, of course, just longer in general as well. So another thing people have to take into account. How do you feel about the changes that have been brought into these maps?
I mean, it does make it faster. It does help the more aggressive teams. So as them being one of the more aggressive teams, it's going to help them more, I believe. It could hurt some of the teams in the tournament if they're playing more defensive or non-aggressive.
I'm
yeah,
like
indeed. Obviously, though, that playstyle probably not the optimal playstyle here. There's still Watson fence up in that building where I think they rolled a team earlier. Yeah. They're moving around on the outside edge now. Looks like they've got some sort of target in range. Couple of shots coming in. There's the ping out from the Bloodhound. All the shots going down. I think it must be a. Is that a Revenant and a Bloodhound? Do you think?
I'm just gonna
not entirely sure. Like that.
They're just sitting there. They're just literally right sitting there.
A bit of a sticky fight here. Fulzy going there on the top left, getting some shots in, gets flanked as well, whips out the sidearm, gets a couple of blasts in on that, coming around on the top side here. Really just got to focus down the Bloodhound. Oh no, disaster.
They do have a self-res, so if he can get safe, he might be in a good position if the other team pushes here. He's gonna stick it.
I have gold bag too if I get
They got hard third party there, I think, truth be told. We'll get the self-revive started out. They've already lost Fulzy there. I don't know if he's going to be able to get it off in time. No, unfortunate ending for them. Let's see how many kills they managed to stack up there at the end, though, Llama, because they were kind of on a tear up until that last moment. 14 kills.
14
total.
Wow. That is a lot, though, for a first game. Even though they didn't take a win, that's still big kill points for them.
Yeah, that's definitely big kill points. They got a little bit, I said, ripped off there on positioning, because I think one of the teams that they knocked down might have also had a self-revive and might have gotten back up. Because I noticed they placed third, right? But they definitely knocked that other squad before they went down. I'll pop back out here, I guess, to our big board and take a look around at how some of our other teams are doing. You see biggest member there having to re-queue Arc Flash in the top right corner is engaged in a little bit of a difficult situation right here. Llama trying to push around and finish off somebody who's aggressed on them down here in the airport. Looks like they got him out though, and they will get the rest.
Ooh, pretty good Havoc shots coming out. The Loba on the enemy team using her bracelet to her advantage.
Now the bracelet mechanic is certainly an interesting one. Kind of a lot. It's funny enough, I would say that it was a lot more distance, Llama, than I originally expected. In terms of how far you can chuck that thing, it really goes.
Yeah, it really goes, but you also have to know that you can't just like throw it behind someone, because there is that second delay when you land, so you can't just like pop behind someone and expect to shoot them straight away. So you have to prepare for that 1 second. I don't think the enemy Loba prepared for that, and that's why they lost that fight.
Yeah, it's not instantaneous, of course, and I definitely see how that can be a bit of a disadvantage. Kind of watching this Caustic Mirage combo down here in the bottom right corner. That's Outcast Esports. Haven't quite been able to settle, I think, on any one particular setup for their team compositions. There's Mirage decoys everywhere on the screen, which is kind of funny.
The Mirage is huge now, though, with the new buffs, his ult being lowered to 60 seconds, and his new decoys that move with him. So I think he's really, really playable now, even with the aggressive style.
Yeah, he's a lot more playable, I think we could all agree, than he has been, right, since the start of the game. You know, where I was talking about this last time when we were commentating with Donut, but one of the reasons that they just kind of had to change him, because his Mirage illusions were so, any competent player just immediately realizes that it's not an actual player doing the things, right? Like that the Mirage is doing. Definitely the change where they've added back in the ability for him to kind of I guess control them a little bit better is the right word.
Yeah, definitely. And with the ult now, he has probably way better escapability with, again, not knowing which one is the real one, probably shooting and revealing their location while he gets out of the fight.
Yeah, indeed. In answer to one of the questions in Twitch chat about who a favorite is, probably the team that we were watching just a second ago, at least in my opinion, biggest member, one of our strongest squads, probably a favorite. Arc Flash has a good team in this one as well. They're on the top right corner, something to watch out for there. I'll have to check the scoreboard as well and kind of get a rundown of who else is in the fight, as it were.
I mean, the Caustic, they do have a break here. They do have 4 kills, so they might have recovered just a little bit from their earlier mistakes.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think 4 kills with a Caustic in the kill race format is impressive, to be honest. Considering that's not really like, this is not his thing. As I said earlier, he's a trapster, right? He's not meant for this kind of aggression, but you see him throwing out those caustic traps in the backside. I presume a lot of that's to just mess up somebody who comes after them, right? Is never gonna back in.
I mean, he does have that ult that they can get a push and he can see everything in and slow the enemy team. So he can be used aggressive. He's not usually used that way, but smart. They have 4 kills with them. Pretty impressive, like you said.
Yeah, it'll be interesting too. I mean, he's got his ultimate up now, so he can use that as well. That is actually helpful for aggressing, right? And you can see that they've got a target on site as well right now, so somebody that they can actually push here. They're going to take just a half second, I guess, to prepare themselves. There goes those Mirage decoys out. They'll get a couple of shots in. Returning fire from the opponent comes straight through all the decoys.
Gold shield on the enemy, they gotta be careful, but Caustic gets red. That's huge.
Boom, done.
Looks like there might be another team here, but they get the elimination on the Revenant.
Throwing out that trap there just to be, again, just kind of close down some space and be annoying. Didn't even use the big gas there, actually. Kind of held on to that one, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Admittedly, I guess, Llama, not perhaps the best situation to use that particular ultimate in. Pretty open space. I guess area denial, right? That's the thought process.
Yeah, and he wants to like save it there. He's going to use it here for probably another team pushing to just keep themselves in distance, let them heal up.
Yeah, indeed, it looks like exactly what he's thinking there. Just keep that area denial, that space clear. They're going to throw down a couple of traps inside. I'm pretty sure they almost want to bait whoever's coming on to them, this third party inside if they can. Great shots though from the top deck.
They're going to
Spitfire
push here, actually. Full aggression with the Caustic. The Mirage gets a shield dinged off though. Gotta be careful.
Ooh, yeah, it's a little bit of a nasty scenario right there. You see a bunch of decoys kind of flying out. Must be another Mirage on the other side. More Mirages than you can handle right there. And there, sure enough, they light one up.
He's got to be close. I think we
light another one up. Oh man, he's getting all these. Yeah, these decoys real dead, Lon. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, not the real Mirage, but.
God help you if you're a Mirage decoy in the immediate area right now, though, I'll tell you. Scores, by the way, on our leaderboard, just on our website, have not updated yet. If anybody is checking them, so do keep that in mind.
There was a solo. It was a solo Mirage, and they'll actually get the kill on him. So, not too bad. Could have been bad if there was another team member, but just a solo Mirage throwing out decoys.
Yeah, nice invisible res there as well, much appreciated. Gets I'm a crazy pro back up. Gives him an opportunity to use his shield battery there as well. So
he also looks like Mirage has a gold bag, so he got Caustic up. If he ever needs to get him up too, then it's gonna be big because he has that extra health and shield when he revives people with the invisible res.
Yeah, indeed. Thank you, Box Lunch, for the bits there. Just a reminder, this entire tournament being brought to you by the boys over at 301. Do go drop them a follow, a like, check out their Instagram, give them a little bit of love for putting this on for us today. You can find them on Twitter at 301_org, and then on Instagram at team_x301. They are sponsoring the prize pool, making this 176 team tournament tournament here. 176 teams in our duos tournament today, making it all hum and run. So thank you very much to them. We'll pull back out, I think, to the big board here. Get a look at all of our squads. We got some action going on down in the bottom left corner of the screen. High Peak Performance is engaged in a little bit of a tussle out here on the outside edge. Arc Flash currently fighting at range there with the team, trying to live up to the Lazed in the name by shooting that rifle off the Havoc, getting it in on the action. A little bit maybe slower pace from the other two. Not looking like a particularly hot situation down there in the bottom left corner for High Peak Performance, though.
No, definitely not. But we also see the Caustic Mirage team that we were watching before is on the final 2 teams, so they could take a win here if they put in some work.
Oh, that's a very good point. Why don't we'll pop back over to them for a second then and watch them run this one out. See if they can take this win home. It'll be I'll actually be incredibly impressed if we can get to see a Caustic take a win home in a duo skill race. We have not seen that, and all the times that we've been covering Apex, I don't think I've ever seen. I rarely have ever seen Caustics run in this scenario, so it'll be really impressive if they can pull this one out. Checking the corner of the building there, taking a quick look around, doesn't see anyone. Having a bit of trouble, I think, trying to lock down exactly where their opponents are.
Yeah, well, it could be a solo. Just because there are 2 unlooted care packages here, it makes me think that a team would really prioritize that because of the weapons and shields inside a care package. But it could be a solo, but it is the final squad, so they do need to try and pinpoint them and keep high ground here.
Yeah, Crazy Pro right here on the inside edge of the ring, so they do have pretty much coverage over it. Looks like I'm a Crazy Pro might be getting a little suspicious. Going to check this building. Yeah. Pops up the wall there, just trying to bait out maybe somebody with the sound cue. Nothing there. Clears it in one of the scariest clears I've ever seen, just as someone who plays a lot of Rainbow Six. Just kind of like face checked his way through that.
Yeah. I mean, they do both have red shields though, which could be really big if their opponents don't have shields. And it looks like pings maybe come out of enemies, maybe where they're trying to go.
Yeah, I don't know. They threw that ping out there on the back side. I don't know if they heard something coming from that direction. I can't imagine anybody be firing right now. With only the 2 squads left, gonna take this high ground, kind of flank up around the outside edge, firmly again on the side of the ring, so no worries there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised they might not, they didn't go for the care packages either. They could have used some of the gold guns inside if they really wanted to risk it. They do have a Caustic to drop the gas if they got into trouble, but looks like they're just going to keep this high ground on this ridge on the edge of the ring.
They are chattering in comms. I don't think that they know where their opponents are.
I don't think their opponents know where they are either.
Yeah, they actually, funny enough, I think I'm a Crazy Pro. I'm not sure which one said it, but I think one of them just said they're probably doing the exact same thing as us right now.
Yeah.
And it's probably true. I mean, honestly, though, Llama, with that Caustic gas, theoretically, they could just wait for this ring to get smaller. I mean, they will have an advantage. Oh, no,
there's the squad right there.
Yeah, good shot. Look at that Spitfire. Well done. Coming around the red shield side here.
Yeah, he's just going to toss the gas, and they're good. There they go.
There we go.
Wow. On the Caustic and Mirage, pretty unconventional.
Let's go. Yeah, the big off-meta win there. And actually, like I said, the first time I think I've seen a Caustic come out on top in a kill race pretty much since we started covering Apex Legends. I don't think I've ever seen a Caustic win, so that was pretty impressive. Obviously, I think we say that was a little bit more maybe down to mechanical skill there, Llama, than necessarily the kit that they were running with, but still a great win nonetheless. And we'll pull back to the big board here. And it looks like Arc Flash, actually, they're on 2 squads left as well, aggressing on a team. You can see the shots coming out from the Havoc rifle here.
Yeah, big win though, 11 kills from the other team, so pretty big start for them. Well, pretty big middle, you could say, after they messed up a little bit of their start, but a good win. And
hey, they're recovering.
9 kills here, pretty impressive with 2 squads left.
Yeah, 9 kills indeed, and Lays now whips out the drumsticks there, gives him that extra boost of speed. Everybody knows that's how that works. They have the other squad sighted. They know they saw a Bloodhound run in here, so this is really just a matter of kind of I guess closing down a little bit on their target, and that's exactly what they're gonna do. Checking the roof angle, not seeing anyone. Unfortunately, maybe lost track of their opponent. You see that ping going out on the top deck coming in. Arc Flash now trying to close this one out. Yep,
there's one down.
Oh.
And the other one has white. Oh, they take it.
Oh Lord, yeah they do. Well done.
Yeah, very well done. At least 11 kills from the lifeline here. Pretty big.
Easy,
we don't know what the Wraith had either. The Lobo. Sorry, my bad.
Party by Plasma Shift.
Yeah, that was a nice bit of cleanup there by them, to be honest. Really, I guess without the white shields, or with the white shields, what are you gonna do? But 19 kills, first place finish. That's huge on the points front for the folks there at Arc Flash. So that will definitely help them out.
Definitely, yeah.
Scoreboard. Taking a look back at the big board here, a couple of squads getting kind of relatively early starts. You can see 17 squads left there for Blinded and Fuse, or Fulzy up there on biggest member. Arc Flash obviously just finished their game. High Peak Performance has 13 squads left in there, but a little bit of rough there for Fuse, since it looks like they're having to revive, get their Pathfinder back in on it. Ooh. And they're still getting attacked. Oh, no.
Wow.
Poor Pathfinder's just standing there thinking about life, robot stuff.
he just needed a minute by himself, and they just ruined his day.
So sad to see the good robot get bumped like that, I gotta be honest.
Definitely, yes.
Wrecked. What are you gonna do? You know what? To his testament, or to the credit of him, though, I mean, it's totally his fault for not, I guess, paying attention. I don't really know. He had to have heard.
Yes.
He had to have heard the pitter patter of feet on the roof. Like, there's no way he didn't know.
Yeah, I was wondering when we started to watch him, they had one down, so I don't know if maybe his other member knocked one and he was AFK or something like that. But he was just. They ended his day. made him unhappy.
Yeah. It's like your buddy who checks his gear in the middle of a boss fight. And then he argues, what are you doing? Stop that. For those of you who are looking, to get teams on the stream and stuff, I assure you we'll be swapping these guys up every once in a while when we can. We'll try and get some variety in. It'll be based kind of on what we know in terms of scores. So who's at the top of the leaderboard. We'll try and rotate people in so they get their chance to shine as well. So do keep an eye on that. We'll be changing it up as we go along.
They're actually running the Pathfinder here, which is, like we said, pretty interesting with the new nerfs. You basically have to hit your first grapple. You don't get really a second chance in the fight to get another one. So you basically have to hit your first one pretty perfect.
Yeah, to be honest with you, it's not that I want to dump on the character, because I love Pathfinder. I love his grapple ability. It is one of the funnest movement abilities, right, of any game, in my opinion. Great callback to Titanfall 2's grapple, but I just don't know why you would play him now. Like, it just seems like there are so many better choices, and I mean, I know that it helps for the movement, right, but you could also run a Gibraltar here and have all the advantages of a Gibraltar as your second player, or basically anyone else. I don't know. What do you think? Like, why would you run the Pathfinder? Can you think of any reason to justify that, I guess, Lava?
So the only thing I could think of is the Pathfinder pass ability, which lets him scan the beacons so you could get the next ring.
Yeah.
So if you're in one of the final rings, that could really help you. But honestly, his ultimate, I would rather have a Wraith ultimate, which keeps you invincible while using the ultimate. So
lifeline right here, one shot.
Yeah, for sure, indeed. It looks like they've got a team here on sites around this hut. They're firing in a couple of shots. Not really any luck there. Pathfinder actually going to go in and just aggress hard there. We'll take out the sleepy pothead. Clearly was taking that nap right there. We pull back to the big board for a second here, maybe get a look at how all of our teams are doing across the spectrum. It looks like one of our favorites here, biggest member, having kind of some problems. Loba got knocked, and they'll actually get squad eliminated here at 10th place with only 4 squad kills, which for them is an incredibly kind of poor performance, all things said.
I mean, the Wraith could have portaled out, but they just got melted really quick, couldn't 2v1, so unfortunate for them, but they do get a few points out of that, but not their best performance, I would say.
Yeah, it's a surprisingly weak game for them, all things considered. They'll have to kind of pick it up, I guess, though if any team can do it, they certainly can. Meanwhile, just getting a look across the board, 7 squads left down there for High Peak Performance. The folks over at Outcast actually engaged, still running the Caustic Mirage. They have faith.
I mean, it worked for them once.
Yeah, you know, it's no reason not to try it again, I guess.
I mean, they don't have the greatest shields, but they do have a Caustic, which, I mean, we've seen what he can do.
Right, what? Did you just see that, Lava?
On what?
Down there on Outcast Esports, he threw the Caustic Trap on the hill and it just slid away.
Oh, yeah, there are some little bugs with that this season.
He just had a mind of its own. It's like, I'll be seeing you guys later. I'm gonna go find someone to poison.
He forgot to put tape on the bottom of his one trap.
Yeah,
like,
damn it. You always, it's such an easy thing to forget, you know, to put that tape on there is so essential. The old double-sided tape.
Yeah, maybe he only put single-sided. He bought the wrong one at the store.
Damn. Damn. Yeah, it's so hard to find good help in the far-flung future. As Arcflash there in the top right corner engages, gets a couple of shots in. Thank you very much, Sultan, for gifting 2 tier 1 subs to the CGO community. That's great. Thank you for your total 10 gifts overall. Really appreciate it, man. And of course, appreciate all your hard dedication to our production and whatnot. Sultan, of course, running our production today, providing you with all the instant replays and the swaps and the switches, everything that's good here. Bit of a rough situation for 2 of our teams actually on the big board. Arcflash in a lot of danger right here, getting aggressed on 1 team member
Definitely
in trouble. And then pretty big danger on the other end too for Outcast Esports. That Caustic Mirage not quite working out for them this time. They finished in 12th place with 0 kills. You hate to see it.
Yeah, it's not the best. And our top right, obviously, they were stuck in labs, one of the hardest places to hold down. They could have gotten out through the portal, but another team just came and took out one of their members and finished them. So
yeah, indeed, not a place where you kind of want to end up being held up. Meanwhile, Folsey and crew over there blinded in a dangerous spot as well, getting burnt up by caustic gas inside his biggest member, so they're going to back right off, reinvest, re-heal. They of course having to drop back in after what just happened there.
Someone followed the Loba, looks like out, and in the top right that looks like Outcast, I believe, is going to get another kill, but they get squad eliminated actually after she finishes one.
Kind of disasters across the board actually for a lot of these teams. Bottom left corner, you see High Peak Performance there finishing in 6th place with only 11 kills. Arcflash ending up with 13 with only 3. So really struggles just for all of these guys coming out right now.
Yeah, and in the top left, I mean, blinded, you see, he just said, what can I do here? I have nothing. So his teammate down, and
what can I
looks
do?
like he's gonna get pushed here pretty hard.
Triple take with no heals.
Yeah,
yeah. Almost all of our teams eliminated on the big board simultaneously.
Yikes. Not our fault.
Not our fault.
Not our fault. We claim nothing to do with that whatsoever. Gonna have to re-queue back in. Changes the load screen there. Top left corner. Changes the load screen for luck. You know, good. As you do.
Definitely. But everyone queuing back in now after all of our teams got eliminated.
Yeah, you know, it's a you win some, you lose some. Still running that Pathfinder Wraith combo there, so really not giving up on that. Loba,
Yeah.
of course, gonna stick with Loba here on the top left. I think probably running the Wraith on the second. Yeah, Loba and Wraith actually, Llama, kind of emerging as one of the more popular combos. We've seen it both on the sides of two of the teams that we're running have been doing that, and then actually I think we've seen some of the opponents have been running that as well.
Yeah, definitely. It provides almost a perfect balance of attack and escapability with the Wraith. All you can get in or get out with being invincible. The Loba with the loot ultimate really helps, and her bracelet can get her in or out of sticky scenarios. So it might not have that much defensive, but like we said, this is really an aggressive tournament. So it's a good combo for the people that want to play aggressive in this one.
Yeah, certainly. And we'll see how the boys there, biggest member, do on this particular drop. Kind of a little bit of pressure on these guys now, all of them actually across the board, considering that last game. It's kind of funny, you know, Lana, sometimes it does just kind of come in waves like that, though. All the teams will kind of pop off, and then suddenly, like a game or two later, it's just, it's all tragedy. But over there on the top left, if we just look at biggest member, they are hot dropping hard here into the manufactory. You saw, or sensor array, I can never remember what the hell this place was called.
Repulsor tower.
There are tanks being built there, right? I don't know. Yeah, repulsor tower, that's it.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
Not
looks
much
like
left of the old repulsor tower now, truth be told.
No, not with crypto coming in there a while ago, taking it out. Yeah, it looks like they're still running the Caustic Mirage too. They're gonna stick with it. It worked for them one game, and they're just gonna stay.
But Fulzy already getting some drops here. We're looking at biggest member up close for a second. Fulzy already getting some drops. This was functionally actually quite a hot drop for
It's
these two
literally just
teams.
rats all
Or
around
for
me.
these two, they came down hard. You can see they've already got targets over there as well. Firing the scout, not landing any of the shots with the G7. It's a bit of a disappointment. You're actually going to try and climb back up to the roof because there is a Loba up there. Can't quite make it stick. Oh, he'll get there eventually.
Let me in.
If at first you don't succeed. Fulzy actually stopping here to use the shield battery. Took a ton of damage, I presume, from whoever was
Dude,
up there on the top
Can't do
deck.
Yeah.
Pathfinder and a Loba, a couple of shots coming out from the scout there. Not able to nail anything. Dropping down to the bottom now, just getting more loot in. Gonna rotate across a couple of kill boxes as well. Might actually be some of
Anything
Fulzy's
here?
hard work on display.
Nope.
Yep.
I have 9.
Not
I have
really,
9
Great start.
Running the
them out.
Eva. Looks like Eva alternator. He actually switches. Pretty interesting combo.
Yeah, it is an interesting combo. I do kind of wonder if that's specifically because of the situation they're in right now, where they're kind of in this tight corners. But oh, this is not looking great. Blinded will get up on the top deck, gets no one with the Eva 8. Could very easily go down. Fulzy now having to shoulder the amount of the workload. Does have the purple shield, but I don't know if it's enough for him to defeat two. Gets one knock. Could get the other one. Going straight into the punches there. Might be out of ammunition, and he does it
Dude, I have
with the fist.
nothing. I literally
I
had
should
nothing.
say the
That
kunai
is
as it were.
that is pretty amazing. Gets them with the fist.
Yeah, love
Oh
it.
my God.
Love it.
I'm about to just quit.
Absolute
Pretty-
legend.
Downed an enemy.
Might be getting jumped again. Somebody had a self-revive, I think, over there.
Just can't catch a break. No ammo.
No, you can't. What are the odds? One of them had a self-revive, and now they're getting aggressed on again because somebody just threw a grenade, and now they come
Oh,
in
man.
again, and once more, Blinded is knocked. Unfortunately, this
God.
time there's
Oh my
only
God.
one
Oh
member
my
of the
fucking
enemy
God.
team around as we go into a Wraith v Wraith battle that we're not really going to get a chance to see. You see Fulzy trying to fight it out. Fulzy gets the knock.
That's
on that
it.
one as
Wow.
well.
I'm literally about to quit.
Fulzy, the champion,
Pretty crazy.
I'm getting nothing.
picking
off spawn.
Blinded up
These
and
people
putting him on
are
his
full
back.
armor and shit.
Clutching up so many times with those fists, just punching people too. Looks like he did find some ammo, so he did be able to fight
Yeah, he got
that
the
one
gun
without
back.
fists.
Amazing. A really hard carry there from Fulzy for a few seconds. Not to knock Blinded, who obviously is a very good player, but
Yes.
That's pretty crazy.
I mean, and
Finally
they
got
do
to see that.
they do come out of this with both purple shields, which could probably help them in the next fight, assuming that it's still mid game. Probably most teams not having full purple yet. So all in all, a good win, even though Blinded did get a bit carried there.
Absolute legend. Gonna take it back out to the big board here for a second. Get a look at where everybody else is after that brief bit of intense action.
Looks like Fuse went down, and they have to re-queue. It looks like.
Sure, indeed, yeah. They're rough start there for. Another rough start, I should say, for High Peak of Performance. Arc Flash in on the action. 11 squads left in their game. Only 1 kill on screen. That's a little bit unfortunate. Same actually going for Outcast Esports as well. 11 squads left. Only 1 kill in their match. So definitely the strongest team of the 4 that we have on screen right now would be Biggest Member right here, though. Even though we can't, see it on screen with Blinded, Fulzy has put up a significant amount of kills so far. Maybe 6, I want to say, in that initial engagement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, maybe 4 or 5 actually. Now that I think about it, dropped somebody before that though, I think as well. So, math.
Yeah.
Who needs it?
Yeah, I don't know for sure. It was a lot of kills. We'll say that.
Yeah, there are a lot of people. There are a lot of those death boxes. He's boy done good.
Yeah, he made a graveyard with all the people we finished off. So
good for them. 8 squads left, so you do kind of run into this problem in kill races, and we've discussed it before, Llama, but the squad count as it goes down, it becomes harder and harder, right? Because that's just less people for you to kill.
Yes,
for lack of a better word.
And all those people that are less, like the people 9 squads left, probably a lot of teams have probably killed another team, so they're the better teams also. So it's harder to get kills overall.
Well, Arc Flash looks like they've got a decent little engagement here around the base of the tower, pushing forward, getting some shots in. Maybe a little bit longer range than they would necessarily prefer with this combo of the R99. I think a Havoc on the backup side. Pushing forward up onto whoever that was here around creature containment. And can't quite seem to lock that one down. Don't know what happened. There's a Gimme Dome out there, giving them some clues. Not enough for them to finish off, and we do see actually 2 kills getting picked up by Blinded over there.
Pretty big.
Controller disconnect for Arc Flash. You hate to see that.
Oh no, he's getting shot at. That is the worst.
No. Get the batteries, quick! There we go. Okay. We're all good.
Yes. That's the scariest thing that can happen. Even more scary than running into a caustic.
Get the batteries. Fire some shots there. Didn't actually get the knock. Has to pull back for a second. Fortunately, the teammate there to quickly finish off the fight. Bottom left corner, High Peak Performance kind of dropped early. Got a couple of kills. Lost someone already, so they'll have an opportunity maybe to kind of reset themselves a bit there. Rough finish for Outcast Esports. Though hate to see that.
Yeah, just the caustic isn't that great at attacking. So they did have that one really good win where they played it mechanically good, but probably not the best comp to run for this tournament.
Yeah, very true. And I mean, let's be honest. It's important to note, kind of, I guess, that one of the key aspects of a kill race is consistency. We were talking about this yesterday in our Warzone kill race that we had here on the channel, but your ability to consistently put in solid performances is always going to be better than these performances where you're kind of boom and busting, right? You get these huge games, and then the next 2 games are terrible, and then maybe you get a huge game. Like you want to be able to consistently put in like the however many kill performances. Unfortunately, it does look like Biggest Member in a bit of danger here. Now it's time for it's time for Blinded to be the hero. help Fulzy out. They're carrying each other. It's really the true duo spirit.
Yes. Yeah, and like you said, like even if you have a 20 kill game, it might not stack up to someone that's consistently putting out like 10 kill games every single match.
And just throwing down a ton of fire here in the top left corner. Arc Flash in a lot of danger. Can't seal the deal on that one. Already taken down. We will be, I think, switching up our lobbies relatively soon, guys, or at least our who are watching here on the big board, based on kind of what we have in terms of the leaderboard, so you can see who you got or see some new people. Again, just want to give a shout out 301 Gaming. Thanks so much, boys, for helping us out today, sponsoring the tournament. They're paying the full price of today's $1,000 prize pool for this tournament, so they're really putting in the big numbers. Encourage you, please go follow them on their social. You can find them on Twitter at 301_org. And you can find them on Instagram at team_x301. So big thanks to them.
Big thanks to them.
Putting it all
Big thanks to Sultan too for
handling the production.
handling the production on this one.
Looks like we're gonna swap over here, get you some new teams up on the screen in just a second. Oop. And there we go. One of our mixer squads, even. Good lord. Diverse.
Very.
So we will, bring you some new squads here in just a second. Gonna get All Fathers up, Knocked Up, Hyper Reality, Integrity, all gonna be on screen. But we've seen some interesting stuff here so far. Llama, what have you made of our kind of early gameplay as we're coming up on the first hour of the kill race?
So yeah, we saw some really good stuff, but consistency again, probably the most important thing that they can keep. So the Caustic Mirage might not last, but we'll have to see. We saw some really good clutch moments from a lot of people, some punching, some other stuff, and we'll see where it goes. Everyone still has a chance, but they got to keep consistency.
Yeah, indeed. You're gonna get a nice shout out for your mini Gibby there as well. Hold the line.
Yes, for all my Gibby fans out in chat, Gibby, keep rocking with Gibby.
the hero, yeah. Also just really good right now, let's be honest.
Yeah, he got a slight nerf, but not too bad. Still really playable and huge. Not enough
to slow him down. You can get a look here at our leaderboard as well. I think it's just going to come up briefly on the screen. Hyper Reality Visor really setting, I think, the hard lead here with their 6 games and 126 points, 76 kills total so far, which is absolutely fragging out. Team Delta as well, SWGRAFECK, SW Grafek, probably some of our European teams, the Alcohol and Tobacco Federation there. Thanks for representing, guys, in today's match. Here as well, getting on that leaderboard. But 126 points for Hyper Reality is absolutely crazy, and I think we're gonna get them on our next big board here because we gotta see what's going on over there, Llama. That is nuts.
Yeah, I mean that's just a lot for like an hour of gameplay, even for like some of the pros in this tournament. That's just like insane. If they can keep consistency, I think they have a chance to win this tournament.
Yeah, I'd say they have a chance. I'll tell you, that's pretty dang good. Kind of horrific, actually, if we're being honest, for whatever poor unfortunate souls they've been running into. And actually, we can zoom in on them here for a second as we get a look at our new big board, get a chance to watch them frag out here. Devil Lord coming over the top, getting some shots in. Looks like whoever their newest victims are already on site.
Yes.
Throwing the distracting punch there as well, just a little bit of the old razzle dazzle before switching over, and the teammate comes in and finishes off. But my God, what a pair of fraggers there.
Yeah, and they have 4 kills in this game. It does not look like they are slowing down at all.
Yeah, no, for sure, and do keep in mind, of course, you know, all our scores will be double checked right at the end of the end of the day. We do require teams to send in confirmation of all their matches. They have to take a picture, screenshot of their score reports. So we are trying our best, obviously, to keep everything in line. A couple of good shots coming in there from Devil Lord. I think he was kind of corner checking right there. Couldn't see anyone, but you see they're just lasering him down with that Havoc, and then another squad walking right into him. All the advantages there, Llama really just getting fed at this point in time.
Yeah, the Havocs did get nerfed a little bit, but still, again, not enough. It is still definitely one of the consistent guns to hit for damage. So, but they get some limbs here, and there's another team.
Yeah, unfortunately, Prow is down, so that's a little bit rough for them. That might slow them down. 6 squads left in this match. Couple of shots coming in. Really, maybe a bit of a difficult situation for Devil Lord, all things considered. Pretty sure there's multiple teams engaged in this fight right now.
Yeah, definitely, and they do have the Wraith down, so they can't portal out here and get the rev because he's not the Wraith. Interesting choice on the Bangalore. Yeah, really good shots coming out of Havoc. Yeah, but with the Bangalore, with the smoke instead of some other stuff, it's an interesting choice, but it looks like it's working for them.
I mean, with a skin like that, I don't know how you could walk away from the Bangalore.
I don't know.
Never has someone so vibrant killed so many. You can see the shots coming there on the Caustic.
Oh, man.
Actually gets the knock. What a beast!
Wow. Devil Lord here just slaying out. That's crazy with the Havoc.
Nice traps. Be a real shame if somebody set him off. Doesn't even seem to care. Came straight down.
And they're just straight pushing this other team. Looks like it might be a solo, actually.
They're playing highly aggressive. It's pretty funny, actually. I will say, Llama, they've just kind of been getting engagements for like the entire time we've been watching them. They haven't really had to hunt anyone at all.
No, teams have been walking right to it, and more really good shots on a Loba.
No.
Oh, but the down.
Kill.
Oh, the Loba go for the finish. Oh no. But the finish comes out for the Wraith. That must have been the one solo in the match, but they get another kill.
I'm actually just fascinated. I don't under. Oh, this could be bad though. Devil Lord actually in a lot of trouble here with that ring.
Yes.
Med kit off in time. No, I don't know. No. Good portal there.
Oh.
Help him out. No, Pro can't.
Oh, that is sad. Such a good game. That's ring 2. That really hurts. They're pretty close. He might be able to stick a res and run in, but that's just kind of sad.
Pro will get out, I think. I don't know about. I don't think that we're gonna see Devil Lord get out of this.
I don't believe so.
Finished off. Yeah, he's done. Pro might make it out. Yeah, that's a bit rough. I mean, Pro is still here though, so hopefully he can finish strong here with 4 squads left in the match.
And it looks like he's got 3 kills too, so they got 10 total right now in this match. Just pretty insane.
Yeah, so taking a look here at the big board, we got a couple of people kind of queuing back in. Looks like down in the bottom right corner there, they're kind of early stages of their game. Top left or top right corner, they've just queued back in, and then of course our mixer boys over there look like they're early days as well.
Yep.
I don't know. For some reason, I'm seeing 2 people on that mixer window, and it's really confusing me. I'm not gonna lie.
It looks like I think they're doing the thing where like you can see both of their both teammates. Sorry. So I don't know. It is kind of confusing though.
The magic of mixer, ladies and gentlemen. Don't question it. Just go with it.
Yeah, now 3 squads left for Prow here.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious.
He might get his chance.
This out. Yeah, you see some good shots coming in on Nocta over there, managing to clear the deck and get their teammate back up. And then on the bottom right corner, it looks like Integrity might have had a target on site, but they kind of stopped now to pick up some loot. I guess they decided aggressing wasn't the choice. Knock Trip here, the Revenant throwing down those orbs there, I guess just keeping a little space clear. Might even be trying to use them as a bait. He drops back in. Llama, what do you make of kind of using the shots on? No, decides not to. What do you make of using the Revenant in this format? That's an interesting one as well.
So the Revenant really huge on attacking because of that death totem. So honestly, one of the bigger choices I think this season for, it looks like Master Shot's actually coming here, but yeah, that death totem is just really big.
Speaking of death, unfortunately Revenant gets knocked there. I'm not sure that his teammate is gonna be able to get him back. Really low health there as well. That's Dagger trying to
and it looks
around.
Looks like they res too, so not in a good spot here. Yeah. Squad eliminated. Dang.
Rip the dream.
Yeah, the Revenant can also climb 2 times the height of any other person, so it's also really good if you want to attack up the side of a building where no one's expecting you. Just pop your head over the side and shoot them.
I did not actually. Funny enough, for some reason I didn't know that. That's like his passive, right? He just climbs.
Yeah, he just climbs.
he's a really good climber.
Yep. And he just pops up where you don't expect him, just like over that roof, over that roof.
All that robo strength. Kind of makes sense now that in his reveal video he was just like abseiling the side of that building. Now that putting two to two together there. In answer to your question there, Chancellor Dan, no, this is not all PS4. This is Xbox, PS4, so both consoles there. No PC. That's the only setup here at the Console Gaming League. For reasons based on the name that might appear initially obvious.
Yeah, a little bit.
Just a bit. Coming around to the top of the hour here, we will of course be taking a break at the half-hour mark, as is standard for our kill races. Give players time to get in on their reports, go get a drink, whatever they have to do. Once more, big credit to the 301 folks for sponsoring today's kill race. Thank you guys so much. Coming in, picking up the heavy lifting on the prize pool. We appreciate that support. You can find them on Twitter at 301_org or on Instagram at team_x301. So please go drop them some follows, give the folks there some support for doing this for us.
Yeah, definitely big thanks to them for picking up the prize pool. And how many teams we got in? 170 something you said, right?
176. Yeah, they are big tournament today, let me tell you. Looks like we're might have a slight update to the scoreboard. It might have been the case that Hyper Reality might have been accidentally double reporting. I don't know though. We'll see if that changes anything. That would certainly explain some things as well, but
yeah,
or maybe they are just that good. I don't know.
Not
they look
trouble here. In the top right, he tries to Revenant Orb, but it looks like he's gonna go down and get finished. Oh no!
Yeah, no Mozambique kill for you, Noctog. It was a valiant effort, and looks like Devil Lord has actually come out with the championship.
Wow!
Mostly by hiding and then popping out at the end and getting like the one tap to win it all. What a champion!
That's the one that hurts so bad. You work so hard in the 2v2 and then just like the solo comes in and takes you out.
Yep. God, you gotta love it. What a champion.
12 kills, pretty big, and a championship. That's big points again for them.
That is big points. Yeah, they're putting in a very solid performance here. All Fathers, they're in a bit of an early stages of their game by the looks of it. And you can see a difficult situation for Integrity as well. Actually, they got knocked there. Gonna have to go in for the res, but the fight's still ongoing, so really no opportunity for them to go back up there and get it. IGTY Firefly comes over the top, getting chased by a Wraith. We're watching it all play out from the perspective of and the Loba's back up, and that'll be the Octane taken out of the action, and that is not good.
No. Very not. It's probably a 2v1 now, so Does the Loba choose to fight it or run away? We'll see here.
I should note that our tournament organizer here, Lawrence, tells us that there are 197 teams signed up for today's tournament. So a ton of teams jumping in for this $1,000 shot at the $1,000 prize pool. In answer to your question about being able to see scoreboards, yes, you can see the scoreboard. You can find it on our website, consolegamingleague.com/Apex I guess leaderboards. If you just follow the Apex Legend there on the website, it'll take you to a point where you can see it, and you're seeing it right now on screen here for you guys as well. Lawrence just put the link in chat for you guys so you can get a look at it as well. But plenty of ways to view that leaderboard. A bit of a rough run there. I think we saw it on the bottom right corner for Integrity. They're back to the screen, queuing back in. Noctog, of course, we saw that one go down. He's coming in over the top there. And then Doubleboard and Company regrouping and jumping back in as well. So basically all of our squads on screen here kind of having to do a little bit of a reset. Except for the Mixer boys there, NRG Bets and Somatic 2, who are they're pushing forward and engaged in a tight little bit of a firefight here with only 4 squads left in their game. They will run for the hills there, as it were, and Bets going back with Bands to just kind of, I think, or with Benz, I should say, to reset things there, Llama, for a second and give him a bit of breathing room.
Yeah, they do have really good shields though, so I mean, they did back off, but they just got, I don't think they have good meds, but they have really good shields, so they can win an upfront fight, maybe not with the heal off, but see where they choose to go here.
Yeah, indeed, we'll see what they can get out in terms of the action.
Yeah, it looks like they melt one down. Looking for the other. Again, both with good shields, just taking people down. The elimination comes out.
Good shots as well, actually. Ben's just really laying it in there with the scout. Man's got every mod known to man on that scout right now, to be honest.
Yeah, Ben's in trouble. He's gonna shield swap here. Loot up some more meds. Using that R9 Mastiff, pretty interesting. With now looks like it is the final squad here, so they have to be careful. And there it is, they take the championship. Pretty nice Mastiff shots coming out. Very good job to them.
Looks like we're gonna do another kind of swap up here on the teams, which is why you guys might only be seeing the leaderboard right now. Do apologize for that, but we'll be going over to some new squads here, get some new blood in on stream so you guys can see it. Going to be, of course, switching things out periodically as we go throughout the day to get a wide variety of teams in. Oop, that one came in with full sound as well.
There we go.
We'll get that swap over for you guys in just a second. Do keep in mind, of course, a lot of our teams already reporting their scores. The European squads did go earlier today when you're looking at that leaderboard, so keep that in mind. As we switch over to our new big board here, we've got No Fear on the top left, Team Delta next to them, CFG in the bottom left corner, and then SWFRA WFECK. We're for feck. We're bringing it hard here for you guys. So some of our top teams there, basically, for you to take a look at. No Fear currently in second place. Team Delta up there in fourth. CFG is our third place team, and Feck there is the fifth overall. So basically the top of our leaderboard on display for you guys right now.
Yeah, they got some nice points too, so we'll see where they go.
And some interesting team compositions as well here. Llama, kind of Pathfinder Bangalore down there in the left corner for CFG, who are 3-3 in terms of games. They have 81 points total, 51 kills. So you know, they've been cooking with this setup, but kind of a kind of a weird choice. I don't know if I would. I don't know.
Yeah, very interesting. And also in the bottom right, we got a team that gets my heart because they're running the Jibby Bangalore. So
Yeah. All right then. I'm all in for that. That's Feck there running the Jibby Bangalore.
yeah, weird comps all around. It looks like Octane Wraith in the top left, and just weird comps. But I mean, if it works, it works.
Hey man, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I mean, it's clearly working for these teams considering their placement on the leaderboard. And you can actually
Definitely.
see there in the top right corner, Team Delta has hot dropped in to Octane's little arena here, and they've got a couple of squads on site already getting a knock early on. Seeing if they can't finish off anybody else here with what they have. Team Delta, one of our stronger competitors. They make kind of regular appearances in a lot of our kill races. So they are one of the quote better teams, I would say, overall. Picks up the L star there. Oh boy, ruined somebody's day.
Yeah, definitely. Energy still very good. Both energy guns.
And Paul's out the 45 there to finish that little scene off. Get some stuff from the loot box there as well. Still gonna hold on to that L star for now, though. I kind of would assume a lot of that's gonna get swapped out shortly.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of players, I don't personally like it too much, but with a 2x scope on it, a lot of players like it for longer range. And with that new RE45 boost, I mean, the RE45 having a really good hip fire, so.
Yeah,
We'll
the
see.
RE45 is kind of a little pocket fragger, actually, truth be told.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I gotta have XB7 right now.
But it looks like he's gonna swap for the Havoc. Havoc, I think is better just because it is more consistent for me, and you don't have to watch when it overheats. So
Yeah. I agree with you 100% on that. I definitely would find too that I generally tend to do better with Havoc as well. It just feels easier. It feels more like a stereotypical assault rifle, and for some reason I feel like the gun itself just takes up less of the screen, which I feel like matters. Riding the drone, love to see it. Go down. Looks like they might actually have somebody here that they're aggressing on from the way they're playing it, and sure enough, they've caught somebody out just on the inside of this.
He's gonna block the door
open. Yeah, well played by the Octane, just wedging his body in, throws that thermite out. Oh, yeah. You're gonna want to get out of that corner, mate. No, not gonna happen. There goes Unknown Wolf. Poor Unknown Wolf 976.
yeah, they got trapped by the thermite. Oh. Because one of them had a self-res, so they can steal that and maybe use it later.
Yeah, he did have a self-revive. He was going for it there at the end, but the situation probably a little bad. Wedge it. That's a good comment. Block the door.
You block my door, I block you with the thermite, I guess is
Yeah,
how they
pretty much. They threw that thermite in. There was absolutely nothing they could do. Team Delta coming straight down on top of another squad as well. Austin there just nosediving.
Oh man, really good Havoc shots with the 2
That
times.
was amazing. That was dark indeed. I think there's another person here. Yeah, they're looking for somebody on the roof. They're just gonna go and get the finish there. White
feels bad.
shield not gonna help.
Too
Yeah.
much time on these guys, so if he is in there, we're just
Don't know where the other one went.
Yeah, I don't know. He must have just bugged out, to be honest, Llama, and just gone away. Oh, nope, there they are. No, that's another squad.
They're just coming towards them with the white shields, and a knot comes out. Wow.
different team.
And more flying in on them.
Yeah, it's everybody and their mother wants a piece here. Oh no, this isn't so great for Austin getting those shots from a long distance. Yeah, he'll get knocked. That's no good. Colt Weiss maybe able to pick this one up, but Colt's pretty low. I think we're about to see a squad get eliminated. Yeah, sure enough.
Yeah, dang. Bad. Just everyone was coming after him, like you said. But they do get 7 kills to pick up off of that one. It actually looks like OHP, maybe another one of our teams playing, might have eliminated them here. So
Oh yeah, you're right. I actually think you're correct. I guess funny enough, with the sheer amount of teams that we have in today's match, with 196, we're probably going to see some of that crossover. I know that one of the teams that we saw take out biggest member earlier was another team that was in the competition. Kind of swooped them and got the res, or the win, I should say. So it is something that will happen. You know, it's funny enough. I was just thinking as we were watching that go down. These teams kind of get in those situations where all those squads are coalescing on one point, and we saw a team handle that really well earlier. But you really have to have the skills to pay the bills if you're going to be in a situation where you're just constantly getting third, fourth, fifth partied, and you try and frag out.
And you can't just fight for that fight because you know another team's coming. You know you have to keep a decently high health bar, or some team can just come and one-shot you and take out end your day. So
yeah, you see now Feckler here in a bit of a dangerous position, actually pops that Bangalore smoke. Both him and Raw, though, surviving this relatively well. The smoke just helping as cover for the loot. They did get, I think, jumped by multiple squads, and he got them down. You see 5 squads left in their game, 5 kills for Feckler on screen. Don't know how many Raw has at this stage, but I assume a decent portion of those kills as well. So building up to be a pretty good game for them.
Yeah, they do. They have really nice shields. Again, we see this. They might have stolen the Evo armor off of somebody else, but Evo armor, a really interesting conversation this season. Do you pick it up? Do you not? Different opinions, but it looks like they went with a purple and they finished somebody with red, and it paid off, and they now both have really, really good shields to take this fight.
Could use the Bangalore smoke there. I think just give him a little bit of cover from anybody who's trying to pick him off on the zip line. Feckler will come in right now, rotating around the backside. They think they have targets up here in this building. Just gonna go straight through the front door. Play down the outside edge. Still looking around. No. Must have lost track of him. The hunt continues. Nope, sure enough, there you go. At range, firing a couple shots off early from the R99. Not enough, I think, to really make a significant difference. That'll be the Loba bracelet, I think, going out there to allow the teleport.
Stop trying to tag him up with that flat line.
Yeah, I don't want to let him go, honestly. They're going for broke on the pursuit. Not gonna let off.
Very dangerous if they just walk right into the full 2-man healed up team.
Yeah, Feckler now actually dropping in underneath here. Gonna take this zip line, which is has bold plays. Truth be told, comes up over the top here. Nobody waiting for him, so a little fortunate in that regard, but still looking, I think, for that Loba. To be honest, what they were chasing.
I mean, with the Loba bracelet being at 15 seconds, she can just go anywhere she wants and probably escape this team because they don't have really too much mobility.
Indeed. And once more, take a quick opportunity here. Thank you so much. Big shout out to our sponsors, 301, for sponsoring today's tournament prize pool, helping us put this on. They're actually doing pretty well in the rankings, 301. I think they're in about 6th place right now, somewhere floating around there. But thanks so much. You can find them on social media if you'd like. Please go drop them a follow. Their Twitter is 301_org, and then their Instagram is team_x301. So please go drop them some follows, some likes, get in on their content. Good solid squad, and of course doing us a huge favor today, and the Apex console community in general a big favor getting us out so we can have this tournament today. $1,000 prize pool, 196 teams entered, and we're seeing Feckler right now. Llama dropping in hard on the roof. Yeah, it's coming straight for him.
And it looks like that solo Loba, maybe. I think they're gonna chase her pretty hard.
Freaking Loba! Oh my god!
They don't want to let this kill go. They really want this. And oh, good R9 shots. She was just. Oh, it feels bad for the Loba. It looks like
it's over.
Maybe she has a self-res. Oh, they spot her out on top of that watchtower, and it looks like there might be another Pathfinder here. Yeah, and Olim comes out. Melted, absolutely melted. You're right.
Destroyed. Good lord. You finally got there, Loba. Jesus. They were on the trail for a long time. Tragic.
Feckler might have some personal issues carrying 6 medkits. That might be a different problem.
Kind of pop out here back to the main board really quick, get a look at all of our squads and where they are, just for a half second here. 2 of our teams actually coming down kind of to the final wire. You see Shex there off from CG getting into the top 3, and then the folks that we were just watching there, Feckler and company, there are 4 squads left, so 2 tight games there. Meanwhile on the top side, No Fear has actually just requeued back in. And Delta, who we saw kind of have a bit of a sad abrupt ending to their match, are kind of halfway through the next game that they queued into.
Yeah. It looks like we got 2 teams pretty close to the final. Shex and Feckler, like you said, both have a chance to take a win here.
Yeah, indeed. Well, let's get a look here at Shex trying to close this one out, fighting his way through what appears to be kind of a Watson trap setup. Definitely have some targets in this building. 8 kills to their name. Gonna get up there on the roof and just finish somebody off with the flatline.
Yeah.
It took him a few more shots than he thought he was going to need there for a second, truth be told.
I don't know if that was the greatest use of the Pathfinder ultimate, just to get on top of the roof, but...
Oh, no! He gets knocked by the clock.
No, yeah.
Fortunately, Lars there to help him out, but now kind of an awkward situation. 2 squads left in the fight.
Yeah, they gotta make sure they heal up.
It was the self-revive, yeah. Wasn't sure if there was another one there. So good, solid championship there from CFG. Definitely going to help them in the standing. CFG, one of our top teams, was in 3rd place. Last time we looked over at the leaderboard. We'll go back to the big board here and we'll drop in on Feckler and the rest of Team SW, many letters Feck, and see how they're doing.
Yeah, they just got 17 kills though. Shex and company got 17 off that one and a championship, so pretty big.
I hit him, so he'll be my kill.
Does it like go for a long time?
It goes forever, bro. If you hit him and they
Feckler 4 squads left with them.
Whoever hit him last.
Yeah, part of me thinks that the boys from Feck probably are just happy because they're going to see how many times I'll say Feck on stream, but they won't catch me. Or broadcasting primarily in North America, not Ireland, so hopefully not offending anyone. Good shots there coming across the top of the flat line. Pops out the R99, moves in. It is a Revenant. Kill totem is up, though, therefore that Revenant comes around the outside edge. Okay, that's a little awkward. Big Gibraltar airstrike coming down right on top of his head as well.
Yeah.
Did the work though, got the kills.
Yeah, it looks like there's gonna be an enemy team zipping up to the top there with that Pathfinder. But they were bending all to try and
yeah,
try and get him off there.
Rolling barrage of airstrikes, and sure enough, that's all over the top of that. I mean, truth be told though, really, yeah, there they go. Force the Pathfinder down. And now the pursuit coming in hot and fast.
Oh, nice. Good flatline shots.
Yeah, beautiful stuff.
Oh, that's you?
Gets the finish. Pretty big. And the other team right there, though.
2 squads left. Kind of getting third party here. Throws out the smoke. Uses it kind of just to get him a little bit of clearance. The ring is closing in. The Gibraltar Dome coming down. Just gives him half a second to get the shield battery out for both members of the squad. Bloodhound pushing up into the edge of the dome. Gets nothing there. Has to retreat back in. It's a Loba as well here on the engage. Switching flatline shot towards that Bloodhound. Good knock on the Bloodhound. Unfortunately, they've lost Raw.
They won now.
Has to rotate back around. Smoke everywhere. Loga comes out. R99 shots coming in. Flatline as well. Well done.
Champion. Congrats to them. Good clutch up.
Does not stop, bro.
A hard-earned championship, I'll say, with Llama. That looked like it could have been disastrous there for that half second where Feckler had to switch the weapons out because he ran out of fire, but well done indeed.
Definitely. Hard-earned, 17 kills, I believe I saw, so pretty nice, yeah. With the championship, that'll get him a lot of points to put him higher up on the scoreboard.
And we'll pop back over to our big board now, get a look at where all of our squads are across the deck. I do think maybe No Fear might have had a bit of a mishap there because they've had to queue back in. Last time we saw them on the big board, they had just started a game, so I'm assuming in the last few minutes, not just 2 squads have died in their match. Meanwhile, Team Delta kind of pushing towards the end game over there. A good solid 7 kills on deck for Austin there. Bottom left corner, of course, we're seeing CFG queue back in, and then shortly thereafter I'm sure we'll see Effect dropping back in as well. Looks like they're not wasting any time.
Yeah, it looks like actually Austin's gonna take 2 more out with that R9 and get himself up to 9 kills. Pretty huge with still 8 squads left in this
we got 8 more minutes
match.
until halftime of tourney.
Yeah, indeed, they've been doing really solid so far. It looks like in this game, and we'll actually just give them a little bit of a close-up
And I think
here.
they gave us an extra 5
Austin and Colt, I
minutes
mean,
to,
we saw them
plug
a
your
few
ears.
seconds ago, or not that long ago, I should say,
we got a little
Llama.
bit of time.
They were in a decent situation, but they kind of got, you know, just continuously rushed, and they weren't able to make it stick. This time, though, it looks like they're dictating the pace of things a little bit better.
Yeah, it does look like that. It also does look like there is still 1 solo in the game, so 6 full squads, including themselves, and a solo.
Right in the
So
evening.
they're going into this dangerous bunker area where if they don't, since they don't have caustic, actually they're getting shot from further away too. So they got to be careful here.
Yeah, puts in a couple of dulcitory shots there over the top. I think with the Hemlock, just trying to get himself a little bit of space. Austin will go for the shield battery here, recharge that red Evo.
Pretty good shields though. They could take this fight. They know one of them has blue.
91 blue Bloodhound.
Good, great shots there coming in from the R99 on that Bloodhound. Not enough to finish him off, but very solid indeed. Again, there we go. Good knock there, actually.
Yeah, really good.
Squad. So 10 kills now total for Austin on screen, and then presumably Llama Colt's got a decent enough number in the bank as well.
Probably, yeah. I assume maybe 4 at least. But we'll have to see. But 10 kills, double digits, pretty big coming out from this team.
We got at least like 8
Yeah,
minutes. I wanna
indeed.
say
Austin going
least
now
just a
into the
3-minute
bunker.
time frame to
Ooh,
get that
bold
game in.
move, bold moves. He just charged straight in there, man. It is. Traps be damned.
That is the one thing that scares me most, is going into bunker without a caustic.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I was just gonna say, yeah, he's lucky there was no kind of brave caustic Watson warriors hanging out there waiting for him, because he just peeled, and he's actually got another target on site almost right away. Pathfinder comes out for that engage, and oh, beautiful little bit of hip fire there from the Hemlock. Just
Amazing.
destroys them. Love
The other one he hit, he tagged him up for 191, so they're in a really good position here to finish this squad and take at least 12 kills from this game. Yeah, looks like they're gonna go for this 2v1 here.
Worth pointing out, I do believe that we are. Hello, jumped off the high ground there. He like the Assassin's Creed style kill over the top. Worth pointing out that we are getting towards the sort of, I believe, halftime break of the setup here. So we will kind of be going into the grace period, which is just now starting. You'll have 5 minutes to upload the final games of the first half, and then we'll be taking a quick break. We'll be back about 5 minutes after that.
Austin almost knocked somebody on the jump tower. He drops off and is just in trouble here. Good 9-9 shots, and he just in a great position to finish off this another team with 11 kills. And we know Cole at least has 1 from that other team finish.
Yeah, we know at least 1. I mean, I think we can safely assume Llama, he probably has more than that, but
Yes.
Let's take
unless Austin's just been swooping in, just vulturing everything.
Yes. Looks like they're actually gonna just go for ring here early, get some high ground, not go for that finish on that other kill. Actually, it looks like Colt finished the other kill for, maybe finish that squad. So 14 kills total here with high ground and ring, pushing another team.
Worth pointing out, though, they are in a bit of a time crunch, so they only have 5 minutes to report this game.
Very
less
true.
than
I
that
hear
now.
him still sniping.
So
He pushed up. He pushed up.
eventually they're gonna have to end this.
Yeah.
Whether that ends with them winning, I don't know if they can finish off all 4 squads and get the win, but you don't want this game to fall by the wayside, Llama.
Oh,
You
I
don't,
really
yeah,
know why
and
I'm
it might be worth it maybe to just, if you finish a squad, if you're running out of time, just either jump off the edge, kill yourself with grenades, just to make sure you get this
Alright, now
at
we
least
focus on the
14 kill game in. Pretty huge.
Appreciate that, Ethan.
Austin now 3 squads left in their game, really honestly racing the clock more than anything else. 3 minutes left to get this report in here. Gonna aggress. They're really not doing. They're not ending this. They're gonna try and finish this one out. And I hope somebody somewhere is keeping them updated as to the state of affairs. A couple of shots coming in there. I mean, they're really good shots, obviously coming out from both the Hemlock and the
Get their
R99.
camera ready to take the picture really fast and put it
Jesus
in.
Christ. Cue it up.
Yeah.
Taking this blue basically for kind of a UAV. I think he got spots on the other squad there. Might just be trying to drop somewhere where they can finish the kills. 3 minutes left still. Got the sight lines on. Couple of shots coming in. Not enough to knock them though.
That Loba is fried.
Yeah, just gonna put pressure on them.
95.
They gotta race against the clock here though. 3 squads left. They need to do something to finish it now.
60 on that kid.
Couple of hits coming in again. They cannot afford this slow of a fight right now. They have to move in and finish this off. They cannot engage at range. Colt has no shields.
And they're just staying in the ring. This is just, and they're getting tinged out from the other team. They have to do something either now or die to one of the teams.
Just die. Honestly, like at this stage, you just wipe. You count that win. You have 2 minutes left in the grace period. You got to play for strats here. The placement obviously important, but not as important as the kills. Don't overestimate just how much you can do. Smug Druggler there getting knocked. Love that gamer tag. Gonna push hard on this. Yeah, I gotta push hard on this. But again, the smoke. I mean, they're just losing the targets. Got the digital threat there, so that will help just a little bit. The airstrike coming in pushes straight into the face of the Bangalore. Will get the knock. They have 2 minutes left here to finish off this other squad.
There is one with a self revive, it looks like, in that squad, but they can't wipe really now. It's probably their mindset. Their mindset is probably thinking we can get this win now, but with 2 minutes left, it is really dangerous. And yeah,
the other squad doing them a favor here. Llama pushing in on them though.
Yeah, very good. They did get 2 more kills out of that. 16 at least if they can get it in.
Yeah, I'm gonna go up left side.
Oh, they've got a minute. They've got a minute.
Oh no!
You just gotta take the L. Just get out. Oh, he gets the knock. He gets the knock. Austin gets one down. He's nearly got the other one as well. Get him. There we go. Well.
Oh wow! Good championship. Get the picture in.
Small break.
Mom, get the camera.
Wow. Hopefully they get that in. Huge game. Really risking it at the end.
Well, hopefully they can get that report in. I honestly don't know. They had 23 kills in the first place.
Ooh, 4,000 damage coming out from Austin. Huge game. If they can get that in, that'll be just a huge point booster. So.
Well, we are officially at the end of our grace period here, as you get a good little replay there of me just telling Team Delta to finish it off. Oh my lord. Right at the absolute cutoff point there. You can get kind of an updated look at our scoreboard as it stands with a couple of corrected scores there. Hyper Reality, I think, might have been double reporting, which explains their change. Just, by accident, obviously not maliciously. Taking a look here, CFG currently top of the standings, 191 points, so pretty decently out in front there, Llama. 6 for 6 too in total games played, so that's pretty impressive. Actually kind of cracked.
Yeah, a lot of teams doing a lot better than we thought though too. Keeping it tight, a lot of teams still have a chance to take some of this prize pool.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, nobody has run away with this yet, to be fair. I mean, FG obviously in the lead, but No Feared, Wash, Effect, Team Delta, all definitely in the hunt. It has been known, Llama, we come back from the break and teams sometimes slow down just a little bit. It does happen.
Yeah, I mean, right now, if I were them, I'd be going into training and just going into the fire mode and just shooting some dummies, because you got to stay warm. You can't let yourself slow down. if you slow down after the break, it'll probably cost you the tournament.
Indeed. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be taking a brief break here as well, but just one more time before we hop into that, a big thank you to our sponsor of this $1,000 duo kill race. That'll be 301 here. You can find them on Twitter at 301_org or on Instagram at team_x301. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for sponsoring this tournament, for getting in on these big plays. Really appreciate it, and really appreciate you bringing this opportunity to 196 teams in the community that are competing in today's tournament. I'm Corbeck, joined here by Llama in the casting studio. Thank you so much, Llama, for joining today, and Sultan handling all of our production on the side. Thank you so much for doing that as well. We'll be right back with you in about 5 minutes of intermission for the second half of today's duo kill race. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Console Gaming League's duo kill race here in Apex in partnership with 301, who are sponsoring today's prize pool. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Corbeck here in the CGL studios with the wonderful Llama providing our co-commentary and the excellent Sultan on production. And Llama, we've seen some pretty high-flying action here today. Some really impressive stuff coming out of these teams.
Oh yeah, for sure. We definitely, hopefully that last game got in from that team, but definitely some really, really good games from like every single one of our teams. We've seen really, really good stuff, really interesting comps, some new weapon combos, and just good overall.
Yeah, we have been seeing some really interesting compositions. We saw that Caustic Mirage Championship earlier, which was really something. The Gibraltar Bangalore, the Pathfinder Bangalore, all sorts of interesting stuff coming out from us today. And of course, you know, a lot of play for the new hero as well.
Yeah, definitely. The Loba almost interchangeable for a lot of our teams for the Pathfinder, it looks like. But we, like we said, we've definitely seen some weird stuff, seen some Octane gameplay also, just everyone running different stuff, whatever works for them. We've seen a lot of teams win with weird comps, so.
Yeah, indeed, we have seen teams win with weird comps. We're just getting another big board up here for you guys so we can change the teams that we've got on scene. You know, going into the break, we saw some of the teams that kind of were top of the leaderboard. This is another set of those kind of guys here for you. Always a bit jarring when I load in one of these because there's sound. I just heard a solitary sentinel shot there on that one, which was just a little had me wanting to duck for cover there. But we'll bring up the big board here in a second. You guys can getting a quick view of our scoreboard as well. CFG, of course, sitting at the top. No Fear, Hyper Reality, Visor coming back hard. Washed Effect, Team Delta kind of closing out the top there. Everybody's still on the hunt there though, Llama, despite CFG kind of getting that early lead.
Yeah, I mean, any team can really come back. We said consistency is the most important thing, but if you just have like 3 really, really good games, you could probably topple the leaderboard at this point.
Yeah, and I mean, I think with 6 games and 6 first place finishes, I don't think CFG is hurting for consistency there, all things considered. They're kind of crazy actually that they've managed to pull that off so far, but I mean, again, that's a high standard. That's going to be a little hard for them to keep pace with as we move on here. So just for reference, I know we have the names on screen as well, but we'll just give them to you. That's Washed in the top left corner. Next to them is Team Effect, Reapers United Esports there in the bottom left hand corner, and then Slob on my Rob in the bottom right. Absolute legendary gamer tag right there. I've been seeing some good ones over the last few days. Slob on my Rob, definitely. That's a good one.
Definitely. We got 2 teams in trouble here, it looks like. Both top teams have 1 member down. The portal coming out.
Indeed. For reference, those 2 teams on the top there are Washed and Effect. They're currently sitting in 3rd and 4th place respectively. Reapers United up here as well. ATF also doing pretty well. So all kind of in the in the hunt, as it were, the contenders for that top placement. Everybody kind of trying to chase CFG.
Yeah, definitely.
Of course, those 2 burnouts there, Llama, that's not going to help.
No, definitely not. I mean, they do get 4 kills out of that, so it is quick kills, but the placement, no placement, so that won't help them. You do wonder if they weren't warm, you know, those 5 minutes just really, they were doing nothing, and that's why they died. They weren't hitting their shots, they weren't warmed up, so.
Yeah, just write it off and get back into the lobby. I mean, what else are you gonna do at that stage? And actually, you can see that Slav on my Rob is actually suffering a little bit here as well. You know, I know that the team is actually called ATF, but I really just want to keep calling them Slav on my Rob because it's so great. Unfortunately, they get the caster curse there as well. And, our Slav on my Rob and our other representative from the Alcohol and Tobacco Federation, or whatever it is, are not lucky there, exiting with 5 kills in 17th place.
Hate to see it, but they do get a couple kills, but kills aren't as much as important as placement with kills, so
6 seconds behind you.
Alright, I'll wait up.
Alcohol, tobacco, firearm. I couldn't remember what the F was for, to be fair. I guess I probably should have remembered that. It's actually, funny enough, and this is completely unrelated to Apex, it's actually the ATFE. Explosives is the last one, but they usually don't have that in. Fun fact. Anyway,
nice.
Back to the Apex. Now that we all know a little bit about United States government agencies, no knees needed here. Reaper United currently sitting at 4th place in the match here. A couple of good shots coming in. Unfortunately, we can't see how many squads are left in the game due to the placement of that webcam, but No Knees Needed and Cinnabon, both actually pretty solid players that participate in our kill ratio, so I recognize them on gamertag on site. They're pushing up on a Caustic here, actually, with that Caustic trap out, and it looks like they'll just get the knock there. Kind of a sad little Caustic trap, all things considered, just hanging out right there, Lava.
They did not care about pushing a Caustic.
No, I don't think that Caustic trap was really going to stop anybody, let's be honest.
No.
Brave, but ultimately useless.
Definitely. Running the gold RE45, pretty double gold actually. Kraber and gold RE45, pretty interesting.
What do you make of this Wraith Octane combo? That's kind of an interesting one.
Yeah, interesting would be one word for it.
Coming around this way, I think.
The Octane is an interesting choice. I don't really see it getting played too much nowadays, but you know, with the Wraith, with that escapability, with the Octane jump pad, with the push, it can be good if they make it good. So they made it good so far through the tournament, it looks like.
Over peeking with it.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely, I guess, got the speed for the aggression. You see Cinnabon there actually getting shot up pretty bad, pushing on this Kraber, having to reload. They do get the win, so Cinnabon does get the knock and the kill, so that'll add that in. Switching over, it looks like to, just keeping a hold of this Hemlock here.
Yeah, interesting switch. For me, I would have kept the Kraber definitely because of its so much damage in one shot, but. And it had full bullets, so. But it looks like he's going to switch to the Hemlock, an interesting choice.
Interesting comment in the chat there that Octane may be the replacement for Path. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, it's a fair, I guess, like argument if we look at it from purely terms of mobility, right? The Octane is very fast. He has the jump pad, so you can get that movement in. I think where you start to see the real significant difference, right, is the inability to dominate the verticality. Would be my assessment of that one. I don't know how you feel about it, Lama.
And I mean, I honestly would replace the Pathfinder with the Loba just because she can also get that vertical. So her ultimate doesn't give as much push accessibility, but it also gives you a lot more loot. So
that is very true as well. You know, and you can see them taking use of Cinnabon's jump pad right there to just get a little bit of speed. Certainly, I think a lot of teams are struggling, I would say, Llama, with the idea of how you fill the void of the Pathfinder, who admittedly, since kind of the early days of the game when he wasn't very popular, but you know, since about 3 or 4 months into it, has kind of just been one of the dominant staple members of any comp, right? So it's a bit different here. To sort of see him basically nerfed out of rotation, and that is a crazy portal. That is really something, and they'll get shot for it as well. Drops down straight into the face of the Wraith. Look at that, great shot coming out from that gold RE45, and there's nothing
the door. Pretty nice shots from them with that gold RE45. Really, honestly, RE45 almost as good as the R99 now with the damage buff and the how much the hip fire, how good it is on hip fire. It is a really good option now. to carry.
Yeah,
Your Octane,
we do
so.
see some teams who come out here in our kill races and in our Apex tournaments in general. We saw it in New Dawn League who just use that R99 so well. Pretty much at any range, it's like a little laser in the hands of some players who can control that recoil, and they can really do amazing things with it, truth be told.
Yeah, definitely.
Loba back.
Oh, she's
Did
still
switch for
there.
that Kraber with
Oh,
the
I thought you
Hemlock,
were
so it
saying
looks like
Loba.
they're chasing a Loba that just dipped out with their bracelet.
Yeah,
Careful,
dipped out. Kind of tried to run. Actually, Cinnabon kind of getting bumped right there. Walked into a bit of an ambush, I think. Drops back around the corner and pops the shield. Now no needs needed is going to go check the ambush spot as well because that's just what you do.
They do have one down, it looks like.
Yeah, they were justified. It was just kind of funny. Oh, my teammate just got shot up over there. I better go peek that corner as well. Make sure everything's okay. Again, I hate to call it back to the Rainbow Six, but boy,
Yeah.
that's how that feels sometimes.
Yeah, just did not put anything in, just face checked and got lucky, but oh. So
Just face checked it. What you gonna do? Cinnamon with that Evo shield, so that's a solid little setup here on shields. Not a lot for them to worry about.
Careful,
Definitely.
3 squads or 3 kills, and again, I'm a little frustrated because I can't tell how many squads they have left. The only indication I have is that we have the little question mark for people.
yeah, so under
So they
10
must be
people.
closing in. Yeah, they must be closing into the end here. And it looks like they do actually have somebody. You saw those RE45 shots going off. I'm not sure exactly what the idea was there. Whether they were just trying to gain a little attention, or whether they actually saw somebody who was worth shooting at.
Maybe they're just trying to gain attention, get some more kills off of it. That looks like a map package, so it's not a lifeline package here.
Also at the same time.
No, I agree with you there. Cinnamon's going to go and check it out regardless. Obviously getting into these last stages, you do have to be a little bit careful about how you play those.
Yeah, definitely. Like it just reveals your location when you take that care package. So you got to be careful because everyone in the map knows someone just took a care package at that location. But you do get really good possibility of like a Devotion, one of the best guns I think in the game. So it's risk reward.
Sure, and it looks like they might have a target on site there. They fired a couple of shots off.
Bump, bump.
They could be just shooting in the sky.
Yeah, again, I'm not actually sure. I feel like I thought they were shooting at someone, but they might literally just be doing it to try and attract attention. Not uncommon, right? We definitely see teams do that.
Yeah, okay.
So
I mean, if it is the last squad, they could be just trying to tell them come and fight us.
that's true too. I mean, we don't know. It could actually only be 2 squads left in this match, all things considered. Good use of the jump pad there to get up to that elevation. Of course, like we were talking about the Pathfinder Octane dynamic there, the jump pad does offer a little bit of mobility.
Definitely.
Just not, or verticality, I should say, not as much as Pathfinder though, but it does offer it.
You saw
And I don't know if you saw Knees there shoot at the air again, but he's really hitting the dust bunnies here.
Yeah, he's giving him a hard day's work.
I got my portal probably.
Gotta watch out. Those bullets have to come down somewhere, so I hope the wildlife is is bunkered down for this one. Rotating back here. Oh, there's the pinch. Great job, actually, kind of coming on both sides here. Now, Cinnabon just has to push forward as quickly as possible to get up with his team. That caustic smoke coming out going to mean absolutely nothing to a man with a digital threat. But unfortunately, he will get knocked here. Cinnabon kind of closed half a second too late, and I think he did actually get the knockdown, but Cinnabon now getting pursued. We'll take the jump pad and get away.
Yeah. Gotta be careful. They could just res unless he tries to chase him.
Cinnabon does have a lot of shielding, so he will maybe have a bit of an advantage here in this fight. Over the top now comes the Wraith. Got him down. Somebody has the self-revive shield. The Octane. There we go.
Nice. And it's a championship. Wow. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful.
In my butt.
They were just shooting to try to attract.
They were indeed, and there you can see him taking his victory photo, as it were. Thank you very much, Skate Action, for your Twitch Prime subscription and your 16 months straight of subscribing. You excellent man, you. Really appreciate that. So
I think some kills might have been stolen here. 18, and the Wraith only had 3.
yeah, I agree. Not fair, but life isn't. So
I mean, just as long as the kills are on their team.
yeah, looks like Team Delta, or sorry, not Team Delta. Looks like top right corner Effect Twins there, and the rest of the crew at Team Effect kind of dropped in early, got rolled.
Yeah.
No good there for them. Meanwhile, Washed kind of coming to the close of this game, so maybe we'll give a little look-see and see what they can do up here on the high ground around the ruin of what was Bridges at one point in time.
Yeah, the memory of Bridges. But 4 squads left. Well, it was one of my favorite areas, and then the dinosaurs just came in and just stomped it up. So
Dinosaurs, what are you gonna do?
what are you gonna do? It's actually Crypto's fault for letting him in, but
yeah, property.
Yeah, but in a good position with some 4 squads left here.
Yeah, Ant Boy kind of closing up here with Sung. Sung popping the, I believe, Beast of the Hunt there for a second. I did see that alt line on screen, so presumably has a good reason for doing it. The two of them kind of closing in on either way of the canyon, just trying, I think, to pinch anybody who was holding up in here.
And Ant, again, 41 damage, it looks like, away from that Evo getting to red. So both with really good shields. And it looks like Bloodhound takes one down.
He sure does. Only 3 squads left in this game. So this is, I mean, imminently winnable for them right now as the bracelet goes out. That will allow Ant to close quickly here. 2 squads left in the match now.
Yeah, it looks like Sung actually finished that other squad by himself. So pretty good. Now they just gotta find this final team. Sad that Ant didn't get any damage, and they're just gonna shoot into the sky a little bit.
Yeah, again, trying to maybe bait out an engagement here in the bunker, just putting a ton of bullets down range. I mean, obviously their opponents now know, right, that they're not engaged with anybody else. Yeah. So the challenge is pretty clear. Interesting that they're just kind of gonna hold the entrance of bunker here, I guess. Ant wants to just check this rotation.
Yeah, I mean, I would not want to sit in bunker. They don't have too much defensive character, so it's not a great place for them to sit. It looks like they're going to actually rotate out of it.
Yeah, I think the ring not giving them a lot of choice, really. Sung up there on the roof, kind of getting those wide sight lines. It's a pretty big ring, actually, truth be told, Llama, for the number of players that are left.
It is only ring 2, so yeah, very huge, and it could be a bad decision for them now shooting into the sky because that other team now knows where they are. They could get high ground on them, and they're actually getting shot. Ant Boy gets tagged up from a...
Ant Boy literally standing still, I think, just trying to bait that shot out, partly for the Evo shield, partly for the reveal, and their opponents kind of went for it right there. Honestly, don't know if that was the right call if they were that other team. Kind of feel like if you're going to shoot from that distance, Llama, you got to make sure you knock them. You can't.
Definitely. Sung a little bit behind Ant Boy, but good shots coming out. Try and get that Evo up to red, make this fight easy for them. Looks like both have blue, actually, so it could be a really easy fight if they push now. Gibby Dome comes out on the Loba bracelet.
Have a caustic.
Whoa, I was gonna get right in on him, so you can see that Gibraltar Dome. Yeah, like you said, they're using that kind of as high behind the Bloodhound ping comes out here. The Gibby Dome kind of almost a distraction there.
Oh man,
got a caustic as well.
Really
Nothing to slow these guys down.
Oh man,
yeah, that's
takes it.
Nicely done.
We can't contest that.
Good job, good finish. I mean, they had just had really good shields, good call by them to just push because they knew they had 2 segments of shield more on both of their shields than they did on theirs. So.
Yeah, you got to give credit to. I mean, I think that's a clear demonstration of players who are just really confident in their abilities, right? Like,
definitely,
they just push straight up. They know that they're gonna win that fight. They played it out just right enough that they could get the red shields, and then they just go hard on it.
I mean,
and finish it off.
Props to Ant because he was a while ahead of that Bloodhound and just waited that extra like 3 or 4 seconds just so they could push together, so he didn't get caught out by one of them, and they won. So big props to them.
We'll go back to the big board here and see kind of where all our teams are standing. Actually, you know what? ATF, Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms Administration, they are They are currently 3 squads in, so maybe we'll just see how they finish theirs out. Just got a knock with the Sentinel right there. 3 squads in the game. Sonar ping going out, so they have been spotted. Stay above currently with that Evo shield in the red, Slob with the purple, so that's a pretty good setup.
Yeah, definitely. Good shields to fight if the other team. Oh, they. Okay.
Yikes.
What?
Yeah, has to pop the ability there just to get in the cover. Now ATF actually taking some damage. Forced to pop the shield cells as well, or stay above, I should say, taking some damage. Forced to pop the shield cell. They're both ATF.
Yeah.
Slob coming in on the underneath, but stay above gets knocked. That's not good.
No.
Slob
He's got
knows that there's trouble up there. They were going in for the revive. Now Slob cuts that off. If he drops down here and uses a shield battery, though, is he going to be able to get back up there in time and stop that revive coming up?
Yeah, that's a good question. And stay above just dropped off, and no, looks like they're just gonna sit at the door, break it, and looks like this is gonna be dangerous, really bad for him.
Oh jeez, oh yikes, okay. Not hitting the shots there. Slob kind of struggling just a little bit here, and will get brought down. So that's an unfortunate ending for them in the top 3, and getting tactical crouched as well. You hate to see it.
Yeah, that was actually the final squad too.
Oh,
so
that's the final squad. Yeah, sure enough.
Oh man, that's painful.
Oh yeah.
Octane and
You hate to see it.
Yeah.
It's back out to our big board here. See where our teams are at. You know, kind of early days for some of them. You can see dropping back in is Washed, getting started on a new match. No slowdown for Team Effect. They're going to queue right back in from where they saw them last time. And then
Definitely.
Reapers United kind of heading maybe towards the mid game there. I can't tell if that says 21 players left or 71. So they are kind of heading into their mid game there as well.
Yeah. So a lot of mid games. I mean, no one's super close to the end, but we've seen some good games out of these guys. So.
All right. I think we're going to take a quick look at the scoreboard here. We're going to get a rotation in, get some new teams up on the screen for you guys to watch. These guys, of course, putting in some good games there for us, so much appreciation to them. As we pop back over to our current standings, it's been a close tournament today, Alana. Actually, a lot of teams really fighting this one out. Please ignore Primal Red or Primal Esports Red. They do not have 616 points.
They've been slaying out today, you know. Oh man,
I can't even 8 games. I don't even know if that's mathematically possible to have killed 606 people in the course of this game. Absolutely love it.
I don't think it is, unless they're just letting every single person revive. But
with only 5,240 damage as well, it's pretty impressive.
It is,
all things considered. But
anyway. Oh man.
Yeah, it's amazing how they do that. Some of these players are so good. But you can see CFG, they're still holding a pretty commanding lead if we ignore that top bit. CFG just holding a pretty commanding lead, 229 points. Esports, Reaper United Esports, who we were just had up a second ago, really actually pressing pretty close at their heels. No Fear and Washed all kind of in the hunt as well.
Yeah, 301 looks like they dropped out just a little bit. They were, what we say, like 5th or 4th earlier today, and it looks like they might have slowed down after this break.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of a slow run down there. Should note, while we were mentioning them, 301, of course, the sponsors of today's tournament, they're providing their full prize pool for today. So thank you very much for doing that. Highly encourage you guys to go drop a follow or, you know, get them on their Twitter here, which is 301_org, or on their Insta, which is team_x301. Definitely worth doing that. As a big thank you to them for helping us put this tournament on.
It looks like Lauren says in chat that they might have switched up their kills and their damage number on one of their games.
That would probably explain that relatively impressive performance here, all things considered. So we're gonna swap the big board here so you guys can see you. You know, unfortunately, I think we came in for maybe a bit of a rough start for 301. They were the only team that had sound activated for me, and all I heard was, "My God, why are we pushing that?" which is you know, probably not the last or only time that anybody will hear that in Apex Legends. It was just pretty funny coming straight in, and that was the first thing that I hear. So they're, you know, finishing up here. We're gonna go take a quick close up here on Shex and CFG, our current leaders in the match. Have 2 squads left in this game, so looking to angle for another first place. 6 kills already in the bag too, Llama, at least on screen.
Yeah, big game for them. I mean, they've had big games all day, just stayed consistent. Looks like they might be on their way to another championship here too.
Yeah, so coming over the top there, Lars way out ahead of Shex actually, so just trying to close that distance and get in and help his buddy here. Again, this Pathfinder Bangalore combo, kind of a weird one.
It looks like they finished one of them, so it's gonna be 1-1 and he takes it. Just slides in and takes it. Another win for them. Just slaying out today, keeping their lead.
Actually beautiful.
Yeah.
Just came over the top, dropped in, got the kill. Absolutely lovely.
Lars almost takes out 2 people himself, and then he gets his other kill stolen. But
yeah, just drops in and saves his life. Okay, that's
true.
Yeah, it was nasty.
Another big game for them though. 16 kills and a win. That's just huge. You love to see it. Yeah,
he's an absolute wizard on the sticks. Is Shex coming over the top like that?
Yeah,
absolute wizard. The magician. Don't know how they control that Pathfinder movement like that sometimes, I swear. That's really impressive. Anyway, this is our current big board you're looking at here. 301, Hyper Reality Visor, SWGST, and CFG. So some of our current leaders there for you. CFG, of course, was the top of the board last time we checked. Hyper Reality also up there as well, has been doing really well all day. 301 still in the hunt, but falling behind just a little bit here, Llama. And then SWGST, they're also kind of in the pack here, I think sitting at 6th place or 7th place in overall.
Yeah, I mean, we got 1 hour left, so at this point, if you fell behind in the first 2 hours, there's probably not a chance that you catch back up. But any of the top like maybe 20 teams probably still have a chance to take it if they do really well. CFG looking in a really good spot though right now.
Yeah, it's very true. I mean, truth be told, right? Like, it only takes a couple of bum games from either person like CFG or, you know, one of these other leaders to kind of shift up the board just a little bit. Obviously, CFG setting the score to catch, but not quite out of the woods yet. I wouldn't say they've run away with this one.
No, not yet. But if they can keep up their consistency that they have, then they got a really good shot.
Charge Rifle getting some big hits there in the top left corner. I like to see that.
Oh yeah. Charge Rifle, one of my favorite snipers. A lot of people don't like it, but
you know, if I could use it, I'd probably think it was really cool.
Yeah.
Havoc with 30 shots.
It's a good option, but it, you know, doesn't hit as much damage as like a longbow or a triple take that can shoot super fast.
Yeah. No, it is true. I mean, I think you're kind of sacrificing consistent damage for the burst damage with the charge rifle, and that's I think honestly just largely a play style sort of decision, right? Some people just like the burst.
Yeah.
Sentinel is best. Yeah, Sentinel is pretty solid. That's true as well. Oh, that's an interesting use of the Pathfinder grapple.
Yeah.
It worked. Got him up there, got those kills, so you know, it's good use.
Yeah, definitely.
Drowsy TV there with the boxing gloves out at all opportunities. Not sure how he's holding on to that rail. Probably not going to ask questions about it.
No. I mean, he's Pathfinder. He can ride his own rails while having his boxing gloves out.
Got a little hook on his head, maybe. I don't know. Firing that charge rifle out at long distance, trying to get a couple of shots with it, not really landing anything. So just consuming ammo basically at this stage. Truth be told.
Alright.
He's right here in the room with me. Down here.
And as we know, taking out the boxing gloves so we can run faster.
Shit.
Yep. That's how that works. Filthy really there up with a lead, kind of getting in and yeah, I think getting those kills or trying to get those kills at least. Creating some havoc up ahead, and honestly, Drowsy just kind of falling behind it and looting from anything that they've run into. You know, truth be told, though, it's not the worst kind of like concept in the world, right? You kind of have your point fragger, and then you kind of get your backup guy. We saw essentially Lars and co doing that just a second ago, where Lars was kind of like the leader, sort of doing the fragging out, and then the catch up was just there for him when he finally went down. Good engage with the shots on the high ground. Can't quite land them though, and Drowsy actually has to fall back and use the shield. Filthy will be going up to that top deck to try and engage. Yeah, this is again where that Pathfinder nerf really showing itself here, because he does not have the grappling hook to get that verticality.
Yeah, so he's behind here, and looks like Filthy gonna take another one down, and Drowsy just gonna run away for a little bit.
In answer to your question there, Dark Prince, that is just a kind of a reporting error. We are working on fixing that right now. I think they might have mixed up their damage and their kills for one or two games when they reported it in. I think if you go check the scoreboard now, you'll find that it is updated with a more clear stats, which is CFG in the lead with 8 first place finishes out of 9 games. So
Gotcha.
yeah, we are working through it. Don't worry. It's just it's the nature of the beast sometimes with that. We want to, of course, provide you guys with the best kind of like live score reporting that we can, so you can keep track of the tournament both as players and as viewers. And just as a, you know,
just
as part of that process, yeah, it happens. Anyway, if we go back out to the big board here, let's take a quick look at how all of our teams are kind of doing across the deck. Looks like Hyper Reality Visor kind of playing mid-game there. Down there, SWG ST actually kind of coming, I think, to the close of their match. 6 squads left in that one, and you can see CFG, they just took a kill leader spot there as well, so doing pretty solid on that one.
Yeah. And you know, we do see this kind of weird comp again from Drowsy and co. The Pathfinder and the Loba, both mobility characters, but run the Pathfinder, we've already seen the nerf affect him not being able to get up on that wall earlier.
Yeah, you know, it was, like I said, it was a classic example of that nerf in action. Oh my! Drowsy just got bumped. That's unfortunate.
Just White is trying to pop that Phoenix kick, gets tagged out from long range.
Runs through their own thermite, which is questionable at best. I appreciate why they did it. I think to just get on this backside and get some shots in, but
definitely
not getting the kill that they wanted to see there. Kind of curious actually to see Slasher, SG, SWG, ST. Only 4 squads left in their game, so it'll be kind of interesting to see how that one plays out. All things considered, let's get a closer look at that one really quick. They're fragging out right now. Actually, I think they've just got about 4 kills collectively in the last 2 seconds since we started talking about them. Which is the reverse caster curse coming in there.
Yeah, definitely. Big points. I mean, 3 squads left. They already got some placement points, but they're trying to take this championship, catch some of the other higher teams.
Yeah, they for sure are. Stops get the quick loot box there. 3 squads left in the game. Circle here at Canyon though, or what was once the bridge, is kind of a awkward area for that, I guess I would say. It's very big for this few teams.
Very big, and it's a really hilly, so there's a lot of high ground shifts. So you got to make sure you're on one of those high grounds and not in one of the ravines.
They're actually working their way back round now. The edge of the ring, not exactly on the bridges, it's close by. You can see them just playing this caves area on a rotation, really. I don't know if they're still kind of looking for loot or if they're just hunting for one of those other teams. I will admit, I think this is just kind of a difficult situation when you have such a wide area, you have so few teams. Is what's the right move? You know what I mean?
So, well, the other thing to note is there's 3 squads left. So if you go push another squad right now, the other squad is going to guarantee push you. So are you going to be able to hold off 2 fights, or are you going to try to wait for the other 2 teams to fight and do the same thing yourself?
Right. To third party or to be third partied, I guess, is the way to look at it. Good throw from the bracelet there. Gives them a bunch of distance so they can catch up. Slasher kind of on the hip of the Wraith there.
Yeah. And as you said before, we've been seeing this combo a lot, the Wraith Loba, from multiple of our teams, and it's been working. So 6 kills here, or 5 kills, and 3 squads left. So good opportunity here to take some good points.
You know what actually is kind of interesting for me today? Thinking about your little mini Gibby there, we haven't seen hardly any Gibraltar play at all, which is completely different from what we saw in New Dawn League last week, where we saw pretty much Gibraltar as the standard pick across almost all our teams.
Yeah, I mean, they're actually walking up on a team here, but yeah, the Gibby play is a lot lower than I would have thought, because the Dome and the Revive, the faster Revive, is just so huge right now. But other teams going for mobility and trying to, he'll take down a Bloodhound here with good carbine shots, but
just wrecks that Bloodhound on the chase. That Loba coming down on top of him. Oh no, that might be the third party coming in right there. Great bit of saving play though from Box, who comes around and just gets the knock. We'll get the teammate back up there as well, so giving him a chance to get healed up. You got to admire what they were trying to do there. That other team with the Bloodhound, kind of get the one guy to hold the door and draw the attention. Then Bloodhound comes around and gets the pick, but just did not work out with the mechanical skill involved. And it looks like Box has actually got the other squad left in this match on site. You see the shots going in at distance. Gonna put in a few of his own there. Oh my lord. The old just shoot all the bullets in their general direction method works.
Yeah,
60% of the time it works all the time.
Yeah, just empty the mag and hope it hits.
Yeah, you got 240 something rounds. Just keep shooting. Using that Loba bracelet, get a little bit of verticality on him right now. Great little bit of positioning here actually to get some shots in. Just damaging those shields, trying to get something to stick. Box pushing on the low ground. Gonna have to come up, and support on the right hand side. Makes sense there. Pops the shields a couple of times.
Good shots.
Distance. There we go, and this should be oh. He's gonna pursue.
Just run him.
Any room? Oh, runs for the bunker.
Revive.
Oh, risky revive. That Wraith could come back. Yeah, you see the door opening there, so they're gonna have a half a second here to react to this.
But it looks like their Wraith is gonna get out, so it's a 2v1 now.
Good shots moving in. They're just gonna try and pepper that Octane, just finish him off. Sure enough, they will get the confirmed kill there.
Yeah.
Now pushing back in with those red shields up and a solid championship.
Big win there. Big kills. Well done. Well done with the res there.
For sure, that was a really well done indeed, and we'll rotate out to the big board here for just a quick overview of all our teams. But like you said, yeah, it is kind of interesting. I agree with you, Llama. I would have expected to see a lot more Gibraltar run here as well, and then we're really just not seeing it.
Yeah, the one thing is, like, with the Gibraltar Dome now going from 18 seconds duration to 12 seconds, you basically have to time it perfect, like the Pathfinder grapple, to get that res off or to block that other Gibraltar ult and something like that, because you're not going to get it for a while. It doesn't last as long. But I think it's still huge with the extra healing and the fast res. I think a Gibby is really needed right now, unless you're playing like super aggressive, which a lot of these teams are.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, you might just sacrifice him for pure aggression right now. Interestingly enough here, CFG, one of our kind of our favorite to win right now in that bottom right hand corner, Llama, they are down to 3 squads left in their game. So maybe let's close it out here and see if they can kind of every game except for one, they've taken first place. Currently, Lars is gone.
Yeah,
but they're dropping in on top of whoever killed Lars. Vengeance for Lars, they scream as Shex drops out of the sky there, gets his banner. There's no way he's gonna try and respawn beacon him though. Oh my god.
He might. 2 squads left. I think he's gonna go for it.
This is gonna be the play. Actually, I can justify this in the sense that you could use this as bait.
Yeah. True.
He's going for it. What a hero.
An absolute madman. Just...
Oh no! He got baited. Run, Shex, run! He doesn't have the grapple for another 10 seconds, so he really just needs to friggin' hightail it out of there.
Yeah.
Somewhere where he can get to use the shield battery. No doubt whoever was chasing him is on the hunt. He'll go straight up to the high ground, which actually very sensible.
I think that's the only beacon left, so I think he's gonna have to 2v1 here.
The hunter became the hunted there for a second. The baiter became the baited. I really dropping the airstrike actually, but kind of in the wrong place. Oops. I guess it was right on the edge. Probably could have aimed it just a little bit better. Yeah, unfortunately, so there's definitely a Gibraltar, right? We know that for a fact, Lava. We don't know who the second teammate is, so it might be that Shex just doesn't have to come down from his tree.
Wow! He just hits like laser him with the R9. He's gonna drop.
No.
He's gonna
on
do
top
it.
of him.
The madman.
Get him. Well done. Whips out the Prowler there and gets the shot. Now it'll go straight back up to the high ground. And now he's baited the trap again. He's going to look, I think, for the revive to come in. Drops the shield cells. Presumably
he's going to drop. Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's going to drop. He's going for it. 20 seconds left on the cooldown. The Gibraltar has no idea that he's there.
No,
the Prowler gets the finish. No!
That's kind of sad.
Oh, and he gets tapped.
They got the res off. Man.
Yeah.
Really good try, though.
You hate to see it. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's get back out to the big board as quick as possible. We don't need to see that. I thought he got it, to be honest with you, Llama. I thought that he got it. And then it said game over. He must have, yeah, they got the res off. That's tragic.
Yeah, but I mean, still a second place finish with 19 kills.
With 19 kills.
they're pretty crazy still, pretty holding their lead. They don't want to let go of a tight iron grip on it right now.
Yeah, and we may be able to say that it was a bit of a mistake for him to drop down there, but at the same time, I mean, it is worth pointing out the other team did have a Pathfinder, so the high ground that he was holding on to was not like inviolate. Like they could have gotten up there and pushed him, so I think he didn't really have a choice but to try and, I guess, take that more aggressive engage at that stage.
I mean, once they got the res, it was probably over for him.
Yeah, he did well to do as strong as he did, I think, in that particular situation. So let's just take a look at what our other teams are doing here. 6 squads left for Devil Lord there.
Yeah.
Who's done pretty well so far. Devil Lord actually getting pushed hard here, though, as this ring closes in, and that is unfortunate. Should not have mentioned him. Oh, God.
And eliminated. Wow.
8 out of 10 B-. Oh, no. Yeah, sometimes you only get 8 first places out of the 10 games. This is tragic. The Devil Lord there actually getting knocked out. Pro is going down as well, so they'll end in 5th place with 10. So no placement points, but 10 kills, not entirely bad.
Yeah, it's some kill points. It's not placement, but you get them something.
10 squads left for 301 up there in the top corner, so 301 has the opportunity to finish this relatively strong. I think they have 6 kills in the bank and also a really impressive wingman skin. I love that one.
Yes,
it's so weird. It's great. Dropping down on top of the Gibraltar here, actually gonna pull out the sidearm and just go to down. Get him.
Oh man,
good use of the Gibby shield, not enough to save though.
We've been seeing a lot more of that, just people using the straight P2020s, even like to ding down their shield.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I mean, there's 9 squads left in the game. We're not really in the early phases of this, and he's still using the P2020 with the hammer point rounds. Did he get shot there? Somebody might have shot at him. He really whipped around fast, did Drowsy, because I think he saw something coming on the backside. Pulls out the boxing gloves. to get that run, puts him away quite quickly. Back out again. It's amazing how quick he can get those things on.
Well, I was gonna go to the blue.
yeah.
Filthy ran, so I said,
Coming up here with Filthy to kind of reset. 9 squads left, so we'll pop back out, I guess, to the big board here, and we'll come check back in with them as they progress through the rest of this. See if they get the if they start getting towards the final side of things. CFG dropping into their new game, 22 squads left. Hyper Reality Visor is going in for a new one as well, of course. And then meanwhile, with 13 squads left in the mid game is SWGST. They're kind of holding out as we. Well, they got knocked right when I said their name. Sorry, Slasher. Boy, we're really the kiss of death today, I tell you. Just gotta stop talking about people. Gonna make it hard to commentate, but probably better for the teams, as you can see. Slasher just getting hard pushed right there. His teammate can't even really get back to him. Good use of the door though, so he'll get a little bit of a block here, which does give enough time for the Wraith to come back in and die. So that'll be a hard reset on that one as well.
Also, apparently the doors in Apex have handles that are like super low, so when you're like, you know, you're down, you can close the door while you're down.
Yeah, funny how that works. That's the power of the future, I'll tell you. So an early kill lead there for CFG Shex, actually. You'll see in the bottom left corner with 17 squads left. Meanwhile, 5 squads left. Drowsy up in the top left. He's gotten a bit of a gauge again. Still running this wingman here. Popping around. You don't really see, I mean, you just don't see the wingman that much anymore.
No, not too much. I mean, it's still very good because of the no aim down sight loss reduction, speed loss reduction. So I mean, it's really good, especially with that other P2020 with hammers, and looks like Filthy's gonna take one down here.
Yeah, he sure is. 5 squads left in that game now, so maybe we'll zoom back in here and see if they can close this one out with the win, considering that our other squads are kind of re-queuing or mid-gaming it as they were.
How many you got?
Looks like Filthy just
Squad.
Oh, so that's
slaying out right now.
This'll be a nice game.
Oh, and we got a
Filthy.
kill update there. Yeah.
Filthy's got 9 and Drowsy's got 8, so
Solid stuff. Kind of hard to complain about that.
Where are we going?
And still, 4 squads left, still running a wingman and a P2020. Amazing.
double pistols and the Pathfinder.
Let's go.
So
Let's go. He's got his cowboy gun and he's got his regular gun. And of course his boxing gloves.
yeah, just in case of emergency.
In case of emergency, things get really south. Just pop. Oh,
On me?
I thought somebody might have been shooting at him there for a second. It was just a grappling hook. Wow, good maneuver on the grappling hook to get a ton of range. Kind of actually corner checking. Oh, he does actually have somebody in his sights. You know, hitting great shots with the wingman, pulls out the P2020 there and gets a little bit more fire in, but Drowsy in a bit of a dangerous situation. I almost feel like he might have gotten a bit messed up, truth be told, from not having the Pathfinder grapple. I feel like he just looked for it there, right? Or was that just me?
No, I think he was trying to escape there with the Pathfinder and just realized he had used it already. So, again, the Pathfinder nerf's hitting hard here.
Now they're closing back in again, so Filthy came up there, basically pushed those guys that they had a brief firefight with, did a really good job of getting him cleared out. Filthy actually going in for the finish right there. I think we just saw the whirl and twirl of the Loba finish on that side. Throwing in a couple of shots. Looks like they might have a target, behind that loot box. Firing more rounds down range. Can't quite get him off. Ring closes in. Loba pushes out. Filthy just going to town here. I think added 2 more to their already impressive kill count as this ring does close in. So just gotta get back inside there.
This new gold body shield, very interesting. The change from doing 2 times heal speed to just shield cells giving you 2 times and syringes giving you 2 times as much. It's a lot more interesting, I think.
Yeah, indeed. Sorry, I was just reading this Twitch chat about the stream element spot getting a sub. That's pretty funny. Drowsy pulls up to the high ground tier, takes a look. Looked like he was going to drop down into the warehouse, kind of decides against it. Fires off the grappling hook for that long transition there. Again, I mean, it's a big ring. It's a situation we've been seeing a lot. Wow, that is a Long grapple, my lord. That's a long one.
It's on me.
How did he do
Wait,
that?
that might have been you.
He's
There's my
hacking.
bracelet. Wait, they're looting over here too, though.
I don't know. I'm taking balloon to you right now.
Just to see how they end this, to be honest. Drop it in over here. So they're solidly inside the ring,
they're
Llama.
looting in here.
There's no obvious targets for them, though, despite kind of, going up that balloon looking. Oh, nope.
Yeah,
spoke way too soon. They
aimed
spotted
right on
somebody up
somebody.
there.
They gotta finish this
bad.
fight fast because that other team's gonna be coming right after they finish this team. So really good jobs here.
Couple of really good hits. He's still running the hammer point rounds. Oh, my lord. He just
Oh,
burns
wow.
them. He gets them both. Drowsy,
Crazy.
absolute monster with the P2020. Savage.
That's
Really
crazy.
actually playing it so well, Llama, right there. Amazing stuff. Thank you very
Definitely.
much, Green Speedster.
Hitting all his shots
He
there.
was quiet because my brother fucking took him out.
And you
Well, you
know,
know, the-
Now he's just back.
this
He's
other
using
team,
that
though,
wingman
he is, yeah.
to break the shields, and then he just whips out the P2020 and goes for the unshielded hits. That's really impressive. Very clever.
Yeah, it looks like they might have split up here to look for the team, but yeah, just crazy shots coming out with the two pistols here. Pretty crazy.
Thank you, Skate Action, for donating a sub to our tournament organizer, Lawrence. Very nice of you. And thank you very much as well, Green Speedster, for your nice comment. We appreciate it, of course. Happy to bring you guys the tournament today. Happy to bring you the commentary. And of course, we should give credit. Not only are we watching 301 right now, but 301 sponsoring today's tournament. Thank you guys so much for doing that. Fully providing the prize pool for today's match. $1,000 matchup, 196 teams entered. So thank you guys bunches for that. Please do go drop them a follow on their Twitter at 301_org or on Instagram at team_x301.
You gotta be on the other side.
Lawrence has dropped their information for you guys in the chat as well, but one of our great Apex organizations, and really doing some great work too, and just kind of helping us out and bringing this tournament to you guys. So this would not have happened without them. So thank you very much.
100. That's just a bunch of teams, though. That's like a lot.
A bunch of teams. Yeah.
So
Duos, man, duos are popular. People love them. Truth be told.
it's true.
Oh, that kid's low.
They got 30 minutes left here to finish. Oh, he hit a nice
my
shot
good
there.
lord!
Oh man!
Stop this, man!
Wow! Oh,
Wow.
Okay.
Oh, what an ending. With the wingman of the P2020 the entire time as well, we might add,
Yeah.
in the pocket there. And he finishes it off only at the last second did he swap for that
Yeah.
Kraber and immediately put it to good use.
it's crazy! Absolutely insane with the double pistols. Just both of them putting out good points. 23 kills and another first place for them.
Yeah, I almost missed that. I was checking something else, and then I just looked back, and he had the Kraber, and he had just had somebody down. Like, it was just, whoa, boy, nailed it.
Yeah, he slid right into that Kraber shot. Beautiful.
This is both PS4 and Xbox for NA and EU. EU teams I think already played earlier today. NA teams going now, and you can see kind of our squads closing in there. Shex and CFG actually closing in on another one, trying to get down to the end.
Another one.
Another one, yeah. Hyper Reality kind of closing into their end game as well with 4 squads left, and then a solid mid game down there for SWGST. Oh, apparently EU and NA are playing at the same time today. Actually, oh my apologies. I thought that they were going at different times, but no, today. So that's interesting. We don't usually see in a lot of our kill races the NA and the EU teams squaring off at the same time. So it's great that we're getting them all together today. So that scoreboard, yeah, is fully live and fully functional. Looking down here, things are not going well in that top right corner for Hyper Reality.
X is looking good right now. 2 squads left for CFG, and they could be taking another one here. They see the squad over here too.
Yeah, no PC in our tournaments, unfortunately, at least not for Apex. Shots coming out there. Oh no, that'll end the run there for Hyper Reality. A 4th place finish. 15 kills, not bad. They probably would have liked a placement there as well.
Shex is on a 1v1 here, and this is the final guy here. And it looks like if Lars could finish this,
no,
wow.
yeah. No, he might have just downed himself. I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
probably.
I kind of feel like the Gibraltar might have just downed himself with that airstrike.
Yeah, a little bit. Gotta be careful of that, but
I'm taking you with me, brother. Like,
I'll go to the sky my way.
yeah, we're going to hell together, brother. He can drop the airstrike on top of himself.
CFG, dude. 17 kills, another win. What is that? 9 out of 11 now for them. Just huge.
How they've done today. So really good. Drowsy flexing the number in the top of the screen there. And it looks like we'll go back over to our leaderboard here for a second so we can get an idea of what it's looking like at its most current state. As we can see there, Llama, CFG, they're pretty solidly ahead in these last 30 minutes.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, still,
It would take a miracle.
yeah, really. I mean, I don't know where the team with the 500 points went. They were doing pretty good, but definitely CFG in the driver's seat here. Their tournament to lose, honestly. So
Yeah, that's a really good way to put it. Their tournament to use. I think the only thing that could change this would be some sudden sort of slowdown from the squad. It just doesn't look like it's happening, though. I mean, they're clearly on their game today.
yeah, clearly.
10 games, 9 first places, 1 second place. So they are firing on all cylinders. Don't see them slowing down, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, No Fear looks in a good position though to take some money away from this, either a second or a third position. Looks like 301 has actually dropped out of that top, so we don't actually see him anywhere here.
Yeah, unfortunate for 301, kind of dropping behind. You know, you can see that top setup there. No Fear, ATF, Reaper United, all kind of in that hunt for those second and third place slots. Kind of a almost a three-way tie for that third place, actually. ATF, Reapers, and SWG TID right there, really close to one another. So something to keep an eye out there. I think that No Fear probably the only team reasonably that can catch up to CFG, but whether or not they can actually close that distance with CFG queuing in right now, getting back in, is hard to say.
I mean, CFG probably already got themselves some money. They're probably taking at least second or first. I'd say No Fear has to just slay absolutely out, and CFG has to have a really big fall for them to drop back down. So.
Yeah, it would be pretty impressive. So we are going to switch up our multi-view here, our big board as it were, so we can get some of our top teams here for you guys and get full views across some of our top teams. Looks like we're going to have Shex, so we'll have CFG. Okay. We'll have CFG, SWGST or ST in here as well. Reapers United, EFC Poggers. We'll bring that up for you guys in just a second. They are currently fighting their way through. We did, I think, want to get No Fear up here, the second place team, but for some reason we're not able to pull their feed right now, which is a bit of a shame. But what can you do, Llama? It happens.
Yeah, I mean, it happens. It's sometimes they go offline, maybe the internet crashed or something like that.
Yeah, you know. Everybody's offline right now, unfortunately. What you gonna do? So it looks like we will get our update here as well. Looking at CFG, kind of moving towards their middle game here by the looks of it. You know, interestingly enough, 14 squads left in this match, and I'm not seeing any kills here for Shex, which is not hot.
I mean, they could have just got unlucky, not seeing any teams that happens sometimes. But interesting with them having no kills, them slaying out for all these past matches and not seeing anybody in these first 15 squads.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of weird. Like we're so used to them kind of just destroying that it's a little bit odd for them to not have anyone at all. Shex has someone in here, I think.
Yeah.
He's trying to push up. They saw
like at least a bloodhound.
Oh no, that wasn't his teammate. I think he thought that was Lars. That was not Lars.
Wow.
Double
Trouble
confirm.
here.
Yeah, this is not good. I think they're flanked on both sides up here as well. So Lars in a bit of a dangerous situation with that Bangalore.
Oh no, that am I gonna come out? Looks like
Oh no.
hate to see it.
You do hate to see that. That is unfortunate to say the least.
Lars gotta maybe take the banner and run might be the best scenario, but he's gonna looks like he's just gonna stay and fight.
Beat out. Yeah, that's a rough game actually, because they've clearly been at it for a bit considering those team counts. Trying to fight it off, Lars with that alternator throwing in some shots, and I do think he actually got the knocks there, so he might be able to grab the banner. He's still, I think, got one hostile in his area.
Yeah. I mean, Lars, yeah, he's got 6 kills though, so I mean, we didn't see any from Shex, but we got some from Lars. So they do have some kill points, even if they die out here.
Weirdly enough, it's kind of funny, on the screen to the right of them, Slasher and their SWG ST folks are actually fighting in the exact same spot in different games, obviously. Oh no! Slasher gets knocked hard there, and his teammate currently in the midst of trying to heal back up off the res. Oh
Ouch.
no. I don't think they're going to be able to. Pathfinder, or Wraith's coming back in, trying her best, gets on the top, could actually get it if she gets the shots in. Oh, such little health. We have to watch it all from this perspective as well. Oh no. That lifeline drone just enough to tip the difference, and that will end.
Oh, Gladi eliminated. Dang. Wow. Not a good position for them, and they walk away with 1 kill there. That's gotta hurt.
Indeed it does. And if we go look there on the top left, 9 squads left in the game for CFG. They did get the res back in, so he'll be up there and grab whatever was in his loot box. Checks can get started again.
Yeah, I mean, they got 6 kills with them now, so I mean, 20-ish minutes left in the tournament. We got to see if they do get this match. They probably have an iron grip on it, and no one else can take it from them.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. I mean, I still think it is a little alarming, right, that you don't see any kills currently out for Shex, which is kind of at odds with how he's played the entire day. I don't know if one bum game would be enough to set them back significantly, but it's certainly not hot. That being said, we know that Lars has a fair amount of kills in the bank, clutching it out as he did.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, looks like we'll be getting washed in here as well, so we can get them on the screen. One of our better teams of the day.
Okay.
So this is the current top 5 here. Well, or almost our top 4. We're missing 1. That's the feed from No Fear that we don't have. Washed there, taking that spot kind of second right now in our view, so you can see all these guys trying to close in. So Wash kind of in the middle of their game there. You can see the ATF maybe just taking a quick wait to queue in. That's a little unfortunate at this stage. Then still 6 squads left and still no kills here for Shex, which is just weird.
Yeah, it's unlike him. I mean, they were ahead 50 points when we last saw the leaderboard, so hard to catch, but a bad game could make them slip a little bit.
Yeah, Shex actually has a target now, so he's gonna boot open this door. Oh no, he's gonna get up on top and get the teammate, I think, that was trying to flank around and get him. They'll get the knock, easy peasy right there. They lost sight of their other target though here when they went for that. So I don't know where they bugged out to. Throws at the grappling line. Not sure about that one, but okay. There's more mobility in the bank. Lets him catch up with the costing and gets the pick. So I guess it was worth it.
Definitely. And 5 squads left, under 10 people, so there is at least one solo here for them. Getting red again. It seems like every game they either have red or gold by this time.
Oh, well, when you're killing everybody, it does significantly increase the odds. You see Wash right there before we'll just cut over to see how CFG finishes this one out. CFG are current leaders. Wash was in a bit of a gunfight, but they were doing okay. 5 squads left.
Maybe.
And Shex has a kill.
X has a kill. Number actually decreasing because I think we just saw some knocks coming in on the kill feed there. Now just kind of looking for who they can roll up here in these final stages.
It looks like where that ping was a team revive, so now there's actually every squad is full, but a team revive where that ping came out.
So we're looking at the full setup here then for this final showdown for these guys. 20
Looks
minutes left in the tournament.
Shex might be going around to catch out this team on the other side.
More than one team fighting around.
Don't know where they went.
A lot of open boxes, open doors, probably not too surprising at this time, but I think maybe they're just trying to work to see if they got him in the canyon, would be my guess.
Pings come out.
Pings coming out there, so yeah, there's sights on Sure. Huge early shot there, though, on Shex. Forces him to use the shield battery almost right away. Lars is pretty far behind. Good use of the smoke there, though, to give him cover so he can jet out with the zip line. Again, though, he will have to stop and take the med kit here. The airstrike coming in, I assume that was their Gibraltar. Another squad engaging up there in the top corner. You can see a bathing Pikachu and Raiden squaring off over there. So, you know, somebody getting taken out of the action. On the cave entrance now, a couple of shots from the 301. Not able to get anything. Prowler's up. Automatic Prowler. Not able to get the shots in, though. Good shots on the Revenant as well. Will knock the Revenant. Now they're just going to try and finish off the rest of the squad. They bumped, and sure enough, there we go. Great squad elimination, but Lars is down. Got sniped at range.
Gotta be careful. There are 3 squads left. They're probably going to get pushed here. Maybe not.
Yeah, kind of surprising actually. Whatever team got them with that Sentinel might just, I guess, have decided that discretion is the better part of valor. Now I don't know if that is who they're shooting at right there, but if it is, they went way too slow on that one.
Yeah, and the ring closing here, so this other team in a really bad position. But this is also dangerous push. Oh. Good knock with the Prowler.
Yeah, you know, right? I thought he had automatic fire on that thing. He does not. He's just using it in his burst mode. Gonna fly back up to the caves now. Good use of the zip line there. Kind of husbanding that resource. Lars,
the final team.
Yeah, Lars fighting the final team inside the ring. Out comes the zip line. Maybe give them the opportunity to get in on this. Throws the smoke again. Instead, Shaq's just going to kind of run with the ring. No, he goes back in, but Lars gets the finish with the smoke. Must have had a digital threat in there as well. Well done.
10 out of
first place.
10 out of 12 games they played, they have taken first places. That is unheard of. Just crazy.
I'll be interested to see the kill numbers there as we go back to the big board. 14 kills, so not the most that they've had, but still a lot. And enough, I think, to pretty much firmly push them into that first place spot. It would take something really impressive for them to get caught up with now.
I don't know if teams are dropping 500 each match.
That's the key. 500 elims. That's all you got to do in one game.
Yeah.
Don't know how it'll work out, but it will.
Yeah.
Looking at our big board here, kind of hard to tell the status of the match there in the bottom left corner because of Reapers United. We can't see how many squads are left in their game. Wash, though, boiling down to the top 4. Somebody got thrown through a portal in the bottom right corner. Hate to see that. We'll take a quick look, I think, maybe at Washed, CA, King Ant, how he finishes this one out.
Yeah, definitely.
Playing around the edge of the bunker, 9 or 8 kills to his name, so it's been a pretty solid game so far for them. Running that Loba Bloodhound, we saw them running this earlier, and they did pretty well with it.
Yeah, I mean, the Bloodhound, again, not really considered big, but like if you can use his all with his new buff, they increased his scan on how long the scan is, so it's really, you're gonna catch somebody if they're hiding around, but it's a big play with the Bloodhound Loba. It's interesting.
Throws the jump drive there. Great positioning on the jump drive, actually. Really well done. Gets him right over that obstacle. You love to see that, actually, Llama. It's
Yeah.
it's a fun ability.
It definitely is, yeah. I've seen a lot of good ones. I've seen a lot of bad ones too, where they just like totally whiff it and drop to the ground at the wrong time or something like that.
Yeah. True. 3 squads left now. Somebody's been taken out there. Sung has somebody on the location, so they'll start to close in now. Sung taking that zip line up to the tower. They'll throw the bracelet in as well. So again, boop, popping forward.
Just straight pushing here, trying to. It's a dangerous fight because there's 3 squads left. They scan him out though. They're gonna put him from high end, low ground. Looks like.
Yeah, well done on that. Good setup for this. Definitely good positioning there. Unfortunately, though, they get caught out. Don't know who brought him down, whether it was the individual who's currently in that tunnel or whether it's the third party.
Yeah, dangerous.
Constant
More
gas coming out.
gas. They might be able to get the res if the other team fights each other. Yeah, it looks like 2 squads left.
Yeah, bro. That's why I got.
Someone's just trying to fight this one out.
Yeah.
Sung, I don't know that Sung can solo this one, to be honest. Trying to get back, trying to get into cover. Sung taking some shots there. Sung in a lot of danger here. Might just have managed to get back far enough. They'll come and put a couple of shots on the low, but they're not going to stop and focus on it at all. They're going to keep pursuing the Bloodhound, who is trying to get the shield battery up. So Sung will get the shield battery. The Caustic kind of stopping there, trying to harass.
Though, like.
Yeah, maybe a bit foolish.
Alright, you got time.
They've basically given Sung enough time to completely revive.
Oh, and Sung takes one down.
Yeah, that was a bit of a mistake from the Caustic. Sausage is out of it, so Sung, we can't see the action, but Sung could win this quite easily. Yeah, move quicker, get us the view.
Leads out here.
And come on, bro. There we go. You're nearly there.
Bleed out faster.
We can't see it, ladies and gentlemen. We can only imagine the horror that is being inflicted right now. Oh no, graying out. It's all over for. Come on, Sung. You can do it, buddy. Let's get the. Okay, yeah, there we go. Let's get that view.
Holy fuck.
Oh, they get it! Wow.
We don't know how. We don't know why. But Sung gets the clutches it out there. Great job by Wasp. As we'll go back to the big board.
Questionable.
I will say.
So questionable. He tried to go for the finish, didn't back up his teammate, and just Sung taking out one of them by himself. So 20 kills.
Should have stuck with it. 20 kills. Very solid indeed.
46.
Yeah.
Should have stuck with it. That's unfortunate.
Looks like CFG just got eliminated though. Doesn't really matter. At this point, probably doesn't matter, but interesting to see them fall so early.
Yeah, pretty rare for them actually. That's really out of line with what we've been seeing from them lately, but yeah, these things do happen. Looking back at our big board here, now we're going in for a quick view of ATF. See how they close out the game that they're currently in. 7 squads left in that one. Taking some shots here early on. 6 squads left now. 4 kills to the
Dude, I didn't
name.
even hear where he came from.
Oh yeah.
Stay above has
most,
sights,
but-
so they know somebody's here.
Oh yeah.
Or push it.
They have an interesting Evo on Stay Awake, so not the greatest shields, but the Loba bracelet coming out to get her on top.
He landed on the top. Loba. Loba's going
Good
for
shots from Stay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tailbug got a good knock there, I will say. Kind of a slob, though. Struggling a little bit. I mean, with the Havoc not quite hitting the shots, we'll come up and try and finish off this self-revive. Pathfinder does so with ease. Takes the kill leader spot, and then it looks like Stay Above will get the finish as well.
Yeah, good teamwork from both of them. 5 squads left. We'll see how they finish it. They got 10 minutes roughly to finish out this match and submit while they do have a 5-minute grace period. And as we've seen, some teams like to cut a little bit close on the grace period.
Yeah, we're essentially coming up to the 5 minutes left in the official sort of tournament run, and then that 5 minute grace period here. So nearly done on the day. CFG really trying to hold out. Don't think anybody's gonna quite catch them in this race. No fear, maybe possible, but we'll see when we get a look at the big board there at the end. Of course, it is worth noting as we come to the end here, all scores are not final in the sense that we'll go through, we'll back check, verify everything, and then we'll announce the winners later on tonight, both on our Discord and maybe on our Twitter as well. So if you're in our Apex Discord, kind of keep your eyes peeled. Obviously, we can make some reasonable inferences, though, Llama, about who might take the top spot.
Primal Esports Red with that 600-point game. Pretty big favorites.
I've just been informed the grace period will start at the top of the hour. So they will have 5 minutes after the top of the hour to try and finish this one out, as it looks like Slob has another target here because he's pushing up pretty aggressively on those death boxes. Kind of does a bit of a backtrack here, I think, just to get a little cover and a little elevation from this house. Sure enough, throw some shots the way of whoever they've got trapped in there. Sonar ping going out, so they've got Stay Above up on the roof. They definitely know where they are. Stay Above gonna throw in some damage as well. Comes pushing in the other side, just trying to get him out. Stay Above goes down though.
One under, good Havoc shots.
Oh, gets him with the knock. I don't think that was who knocked out Stay Above though. No, Stay Above is completely finished off here. So with 4 squads left, this Bloodhound pushing hard, getting those 301 shots, not enough. Has the self revive, won't get a chance to use it. And that will bring an end to that.
Eliminated. Wow. That was just
ATF.
Quick. 8 kills. Decent, but not the best they could have done there to finish that out, I think.
We'll go back to the big board there. Yeah, 8 kills and a 4th place finish. Actually, you're, I don't want to be harsh, but you're kind of running into the difficult territory of you've invested a significant amount of time, right, with kind of a very small payoff in those sort of situations.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, if you go into a match, you go halfway into it, get no kills, it can really hurt you. And as these teams really close together, could spell trouble for them if they have one of those games.
Indeed. Well, looking at the big board here, seeing where our teams are at, it looks as though Washed has just dropped back in, wasting no time there, dropping back in as well. Is ATF. Reapers United, again, we can't really tell exactly where they are in their match, but 35 players left, so I think we can reasonably assume that they're kind of in the mid game of their match.
Gotcha.
But it looks like CFG is gone offline for whatever reason, so we'll bring in our 5th place team, Team Delta, here to power through the rest of the stream. Hopefully maybe we can get CFG back. If not, there are worse things to watch.
I think, yeah. Yeah.
Our producer says that it's possible that CFG have just have phoned it in, which is fair considering that they're pretty solidly in that 1st place. So it looks like we're transitioning more back over, just taking a look at the leaderboard here. We're transitioning back over into essentially what amounts to a race for kind of 2nd and 3rd place and a shot at that prize pool. So watching the 4 teams we have on screen, these are all teams that are in the hunt for that. No Fear, Washed, ATF, all really close. Reapers United is in striking distance of a 3rd place shot, to be sure. So we'll see if they can kind of muster that one up.
Yeah, I mean, 301 looks like maybe they popped back in. Maybe they don't have they probably don't have a chance here to catch back up, but they did pop back into this top leaderboard.
Yeah, that competition for 3rd place actually incredibly close here. So Washed, ATF, and Team Delta, 239, 239, and 235 respectively on that leaderboard. So I mean, about as close as you could be. And then on top of that, EFC Poggers, HST, and 301 are all just in that immediate vicinity as well. In fact, we have 5 teams all within the 2030 or the 230 range there in this last half. So keep an eye out here, because Washed, ATF, and Team Delta, of the teams that we have on the screen right now, are all in a 3rd place race, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah, I mean it's really tight. Anyone could take it, and if one bad game can screw you up, so you gotta really focus right now and get a good game.
Indeed. To be sure, 4 minutes left, closing in towards that grace period there. We actually see a good knock coming in on the top left-hand side there for Team Delta. King Ant kind of on a high run up to the zip line over, or the balloon over what was once Skull Town. Will come hot dropping in. A brand new game here actually in this bottom right corner for ATF. 27 squads left, so that's a bit rough because they are going to be under that time restriction. So that honestly just has to be how many people can we kill in the next handful of minutes. They tried to start it by going in with an L-Star and a Spitfire, and they will get a knock there, and then just throw somebody through a portal, as you do.
Yeah, I mean, gotta secure those kills more than anything with these final minutes ticking down.
See a lot of finishes here actually coming in, because in the top right hand corner, King Ant went for a finish as well. Back on side though, I mean, 4 kills, 2 squads left in the game in the top left corner there. That's Team Delta. Don't know how many kills their partner has, but that could be a big game.
Oh yeah, first place is huge for them. If they can take this home, they might have a really good chance to lock it down.
Popping in for just a close-up of Team Delta here. Wash now moving into second place. We've been reliably informed, so no fear dropping in there. So the race for third place continues to be a hot one indeed. We'll see if Austin here and the boys, they can finish this one out. Hopefully that like you said, Llama, that'll be a big boost to them. But across the board, I mean, I think some of these teams are in a bit of a dangerous situation, namely looking at Washed and ATF. Wash and ATF are going to struggle to finish here these games, I think, in the time frame.
Yeah, well, I mean, so the interesting thing is Austin is not the kill leader, so either Colt is the kill leader or one of the other 2 members on the enemy team is the kill leader. So
I think we have to assume that Colt is the kill leader there, just all things considered, based on what we've seen from them today. That doesn't necessarily mean that he has a ton of kills, though, right? He could theoretically just have 5.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, they're in really good position. They've been shooting into the sky a couple times to try and attract, like they've been doing, to try and finish off this game before the 5 minutes, just because this ring is still huge.
Yeah. Well, they're kind of getting, like, truth be told, they're kind of getting screwed up here, because whatever team they're playing against is basically just in full hide mode right now. Definitely a rough situation to be in, and it's a situation that we've actually seen a couple of times in these kill races, teams getting in trouble here. Meanwhile, Wash tried to pop up to the high ground there and just got shot in the face multiple times. Sung actually in real danger as well. Sung will get taken down. A lot of pressure on the low, but a get up over the top will get the elimination there, barely saving the bacon there, and get Sung back in. Good shots coming out across the deck here. This match closing here for Reapers United, who are still also in the hunt for that third place, fighting with the Gibby, losing a ton of health. There is the Wraith. Oh man, not great. Oh no.
Ouch.
Oh, that's a devastating elimination, because now we're at the grace period. Pretty much a minute to that, and so it's pretty much ends the run there for the squad. Let's see how they got 6th place, 9 total kills, probably not enough to secure them that third place slot.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, back on the other side,
listening to Cole and Austin here, they're just like they're talking back and forth. Where is this team? Yeah, they got 5 minutes to find them. Good news is the ring is closing here in 20 seconds, so that might constrict it just a little bit. It's probably just a solo hiding out somewhere, which is the most aggravating.
Yeah, this will be their last game, so they really do need to get that first place finish to end this. Kind of checking along the cliff edge now. What? Oh, Austin, they're just killing themselves.
Austin doesn't want to risk not getting that game in, so whoever that solo was just got a free win. Pretty crazy, but and they were hiding there. Dang. But I mean,
Shame because they'll lose the placement points, which is a bit of a disappointment. But
they will lose them, but they do eliminate the risk that they're not going to get those kills or points in at all.
top right-hand corner washed. 6 squads left. Looking now to hold on to a second place here, I believe.
Yeah.
We'll check the leaderboard really quick.
Looks like Knees is actually starting another match, maybe.
Whoa. Kind of looking at the leaderboard, and I don't know if this is a reporting error, and I'm going to assume it is because there's 29 total games, and I don't know if that's possible.
Unless they died a lot.
Oh my god, has HST just not been reporting? We're going to have to... Obviously, our tournament organizers are going to check on that, but that's crazy if HST is just kind of swooped out of nowhere and taken this first place slot. CFG stopped playing.
Yeah, that would just be really sad. You get off, you're like, oh, I got 20 minutes left, no one's going to pass me, and then you just, a team that didn't report anything, reporting everything now, just comes and sweeps your first place. That has to be the most painful thing.
Yeah, my lord, I can't even believe that. So CFG might have gotten swooped here by HST, who were flying under the radar, playing down in that, like, around 10th place.
Yeah.
Our producer says they had about 23 games in.
Jumps off the edge here too, just to secure it, just to secure those kills here.
16 kills, 6th place finish, so, you know, reasonable. And then 7 squads left in this match down here for ATF. Slob here looking to kind of, I guess, close this one out. Running out of time though, 3 minutes left. And it does look that HST has come forward and maybe taken this, obviously subject to checks and balances. But man, it would be a real shame if CFG had stopped playing.
That would just be... I don't know why you would stop, honestly. I would just keep going, but they chose not to, and it could have hurt them a lot.
Well, Lawrence is saying that they have to just double check. It might be that HST is not legit, so or has made a mistake, let's say. So it looks like CFG might be holding on to that top spot. No Fear, washed, kind of running out of that leaderboard. We see our last 4 teams. Everybody on stream now has kind of capped out and just gone in and recorded their kills instead of trying to finish out their games. So that's fair enough. Thank you very much, Skill Down. Thank you very much, Green Speedster, as well. Appreciate the support. Well, it's been a day here, Llama. Some great CGL, Apex action. Thank you so much again to 301 for bringing this all together. Let's just get one more plug for them here on the stream, because like we said, we couldn't have done it without them. So you can find them on Twitter at 301_org, or you can find them on Instagram at team_x301. They are sponsoring all of today's prize pool, and they 100% made this possible. So thanks very much to them. Llama, what do you think of what's your take on today's action?
It was super fun. We saw a lot of really good games out of a lot of good people. CFG, it'd be really sad if just because they stopped playing with like 10, 15 minutes left to lose it. I mean, anything could have happened. HST, if they were dropping just for kills in the early stage and then wanted to go for placement the second half, they could have taken it. But again, we do have to check that. So we saw a lot of stuff, a lot of interesting comps, a lot of interesting weapon, and just really, really fun gameplay today.
Yeah, it's been fun. We saw a lot of Loba. We saw, some good action from a variety of characters. Probably the only character that was really missing in a lot of our action was Gibraltar and Watson, of course. But a bit of a sad to see a little less Gibby. Well, we got the little mini Gibby there on the on the stream, so he gets some representation to be sure. Leaderboard will be updated throughout the rest of the day. Tonight, tomorrow, hopefully soon, we'll be giving you kind of the final scores. Do keep in mind things on that leaderboard are not official yet. They have to be reviewed, but you can see the current standings there really quick. HST, CFG, No Fear, Washed, Hyper Reality Visor kind of closing it out. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think that just about does it here for today's Apex Duos kill race here at the Console Gaming League. I've been Corbeck, joined here by Llama in the casting studio with the wonderful Sultan handling our production. Thank you so much, Sultan, responsible for getting us our multi-Twitch links, for keeping things moving, getting those replays in. Lord knows I couldn't do it, so thank you so much for bringing that professional level to this all. And then thank you so much to Lawrence and all of our Apex staff, Jay, everybody else for doing such hard work on that end and keeping these tournaments running, because we really appreciate that. And thank you, of course, to you as well, Llama, for joining. Anything you want to plug here at the end before we call it a day?
Nah, just really thanks to you two for supporting me here on the CoCast. Really,
buddy.
Thank you to everyone that participated in the tournament too. Really good games. Everyone tried, and that is all you can really do at the end of the day. So.
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations to all our teams. If you missed the action today, you want to watch this kill race back, it will be uploaded to our YouTube within a couple of days, so you can follow us there. But from all of us here at the Console Gaming League, thank you for joining us this Sunday. Have a wonderful day and stay safe.